The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome one, welcome all. Do you know what?
How's everybody?
Do you know what I was going to do there?
Can I get a bit more
volume there?
Yeah.
Hold on. I don't know which one you are. You're one of these new knobs.
Oh, I'm the new knob.
You're a new knob.
Yeah, bring it right up.
You're number 3.
Yeah, there we go. Bring it down a bit.
So you're number 3. Fix it there yourself.
This one here.
Yeah, I'll start again. Good evening, one. Good evening, all. And welcome to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast live for this Thursday evening. Hi, lads. How are you all?
Pretty good.
How are we keeping?
We all good on our sound volume check?
Yeah. I got jellies.
You do get jellies.
Pierce said they were for the break, and I was like, hell no.
No, you had 13 seconds. We were like 13 seconds. You were 2 minutes. No. 13 seconds. Eat your jellies. And now here they are in front of us sitting on the table.
The 2 orange ones.
At least I took the bag away from him, though, because that could have been really noisy.
Oh, the rustling.
Yes.
Yeah, just like me with the cigarette packet there. Like.
Question for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Out of all of these coloured gelatin sweets,
Yes.
which one do you not like the most, and which one do you like the most?
I love either the black or the red ones the most, and my dislike the most is the yellow, the lemony ones.
I hate the lemony and orange.
Oh, I love them orange.
I love the lemon ones.
I love
No.
those zesty ones. I love the zesty and the greens. You can't.
No,
go wrong
I
with
love
green or blue
green.
jelly.
I love green. I hate yellow. Purple's a fruit.
Yeah, no, purple's a definite flavour. Like,
But
All
purple
jellies matter.
purple is the
there's
nicest.
no bad jelly.
AJM.
What was it they done one year? Was it Roses or Quality Streets done one year? There was a special box of chocolates with just one kind of chocolate.
Yeah, it was the purple one.
It was the purple one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you could buy giant purple ones in the pound shop.
Oh, they
I
were
think that
good.
was Quality Street with the purple one.
It was, yeah. It was Quality Street.
Yeah, was it? Did you
And,
say Quality Street?
and you could,
I just had the purple one.
it was all,
okay.
you could get a giant one of all Quality Street. You could even get the green triangles in giant form.
That's correct. What I did see before there was a Toblerone bar,
Just about to say Toblerone!
and it was about 4 foot long.
Yeah, at the airport. Amazing.
Like this, who?
They only exist at the airport. They're for Americans.
But here's the thing: how do you even get your teeth around?
You don't.
Oh, there's a trick.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a trick to
practice.
eating Toblerone, man. You
Is
got to
there?
break it off and eat the triangle as a flat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know that much, but the triangles are so big when you snap them off, they still won't fit in your fucking gullet.
mouth.
Yeah, they will.
You snap them together.
bite-
No, the giant.
Yeah, I know, but you bite the corners off.
You can't. It's this thick.
Not.
They're huge.
They're
We'll get one.
mahoosive.
Well, then you got to have a cup of cement and harden the fuck up.
Oh.
Look who's fucking talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Sensitive.
pussy boy
Yeah.
over here, fucking emotional haemophiliac.
Emotionally inferior.
What happened to fucking Dark Soul Harris, huh?
Well, you've changed. You've changed.
Oh, I changed.
We've all
Changing,
changed
yeah.
very quickly thanks
did.
to this life-sucking, time-consuming podcast.
You know, we every week so far since Christmas, when we've started the show, we've just went on a tirade rather than introducing or
Yeah.
the old format or blah blah blah.
No, let it fucking find its natural fields.
No, let's
Well, I'm
just
going to
do it.
ask the usual question.
Yes.
So, well, actually, before I start the show, I should say that we have Mr. Ed Harris in the studio.
Woo!
We have Mr. Pierce Fox.
Wow.
And Monsieur Quinlan.
Mwah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle. I don't know any French.
Sorry, before I came into the studio, I ate some chicken and burgers.
Yeah, we
really
can
fast.
smell it.
We can still smell it.
Yep.
That was in the studio.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
right,
right
here.
here.
Right there.
I consumed it.
Do you know what bugs me?
Bugs.
Bed bugs, please.
Bugs do bug me. But do you know what does bug me?
Me.
Kind of, yeah. It's happening right here in front of me. What do you notice about this area?
It's really clean.
Yes. Now, what do you notice about this area?
That's me
That looks
all
pretty
over.
clean.
though.
What about this area?
I know, come on.
And then this area.
Okay, I got my paperwork, and okay, I'll tidy up a little bit.
You happy now?
No.
You happy
It's
now?
just a bugbearer. That's all it is.
But like,
Because if you notice, like 30 seconds before the show was starting, I'm like this,
yes,
moving things around, trying
throwing
to
sweets away from my reach.
yeah, over there. It was 4 bags of jelly sweets.
Landed in a puff of sugar.
Yes, or cocaine. One of the
Drywall. It was drywall.
or we accidentally hit Mr. Lynham's stash.
Oh. I followed him.
Oh, I heard.
Yeah.
I know, there's so many stories I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah.
After the show. Juicy stuff. So, Mr. Harris, anything interesting happened to you since Christmas?
Absolutely not. I've just been a hedonistic, lazy, unproductive creature.
So,
And
so the same as usual.
a little hooer.
Yeah.
A little old Jezebel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
You know all I can hear right now?
Me eating jellies.
Both of you eating fucking jellies.
What they didn't crack out the old Borders
just
originals,
you
man.
And
They're
I wouldn't mind. I would like to, for once, stand up for somebody.
Yeah.
For the innocence of our colleague who's over here. Who, Megan Quinlan. She's over here kneeling on the floor for some reason. I don't know why she's on the floor.
It's closer
But,
to the heater.
Chair right there.
Vagina Face over here was talking about her mic etiquette earlier.
Oh, he's the king of bad mic
complaining
etiquette.
about it. And here he is with a mouthful of sweets going,
But he's always had terrible studio etiquette.
There
Hang
you
on,
go.
What did I say when I sat down here and you handed me that egg? I said, I'm going to eat this on air to annoy Aiden.
Yeah. But you
Lo and
do
behold.
the worst studio etiquette out of us all.
No, I don't.
Mr. Harris, you were HIV positive. Nah,
no. And you're argumentative.
Yeah.
and agreeable.
Yeah, there's no way out of that one.
No, fuck I am.
So, Mr. Doyle, anything interesting happened to you this week?
I wanted to find out that anything
No, you have to
interesting.
wait for him.
Why? Why do we have to wait?
Because I don't know, just jump on the gun.
Okay, I didn't do anything interesting. Did anything interesting happen this week? Oh, I went back on my medication.
Oh, but in fairness,
How do you
I've
feel?
seen you do
How
something.
do you feel?
I've noticed it.
Yeah.
I've noticed it in your lack of expression.
Yeah.
Really?
But, yeah, but I will say one thing. I seen a warm side to you this week.
Yeah.
Every day,
Don't be
I call over to his gaff around 4 or 5 o'clock to wake him up, and he's in there, Aiden in the bedroom, playing with an old kitten and having the best of crack with it. And like he looks at it and smiles in glee, doesn't realise he's doing it, and it's the only time I've ever seen happiness on his
Literally,
face.
Anytime I see you at home, you're playing with
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were
Yeah,
playing with
These are
the
just
kitten.
blatantly lying, making
No.
me out to be
No.
this soft, butter soft.
No,
bitch.
it's not that you're butter
Aiden
soft,
Doyle has been playing with a kitten and having a wonderful time.
because it's a class cat. It's nothing to do with him being special, it's to do with how special this cat is.
But
It can
nah.
bring warmth to the most devilishly cold
the
of
Grinch. So, but here's the thing. I genuinely fucking hate cats.
Yeah.
Apart
Hate
from
them.
that kitten.
Yeah.
When that cat is sitting, the other night I was lying on the couch and the cat came along and just went straight on my face. And I'm sitting there seething with anger, wanting to get this cat and just go, fuck off. But it's so small and precious and beautiful and
tiny,
gorgeous.
yeah.
And you're like, just do it, you bastard. Fucking go away from me. So I can't bring myself to be the asshole
Yeah.
that I want to be.
Yes.
But have you seen that episode of South Park where Cartman uses the big monster to do
Cthulhu.
his... Cthulhu,
Yes.
yes. And remember when Cartman would get up on Cthulhu's back and do that thing that cats
Cthulhu,
do?
yeah.
And the monster would get angry but go, oh, he's cute. And anyway, that's the exact same thing that's happening with me.
Yeah, but it's amazing to see actual joy on your face. It's very strange.
Actual joy.
Actual joy.
What
I've
does it look like?
just looks like, oh, there's something I've never seen on that person.
But, give me, let me see what that looks like.
I can't do it.
So what you're saying is you have no joy.
I know I do have joy, definitely, but like you'd have to be at home like spying on me.
When do you feel your joy most?
Kids, man.
Yeah, it is. isn't
Oh,
it?
dude, I'm putting my little one down to bed, man. Ah.
And what about you, Pierce?
Joy.
Yeah.
What's that?
Exactly. We're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
Well, you know, your joy is foisted upon you,
No, but I do take joy in other things.
like people's misery.
No, when stuff breaks, when you have to break something, I just find joy in
But there
destruction.
is
There's great crack in wrecking an old shed with a hammer.
Yes.
or an old car with a hammer.
Yeah, but
No, when it's a piece of shit like a Deu Lanos or Deu Matiz, you want to kill it. You want it to die because it's a fucking Korean hip of shite.
I had an Opel Vectra, the light blue.
The world's
one.
easiest car to hate.
Yes. Oh, no, not the Bertoni.
had great
not the Bertoni.
wingers though.
Did. The original one with the kind of louved.
Yeah.
No, it was a Vectra that I had. It was the
Which model was
light
it?
blue shitty Vectra, the
Which model?
06.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah,
the shite
Shittest
Yeah.
one, yeah.
With a big chrome strip on the back.
But when I had the garage down in Milltown Pass, there was a friend of Riz's who came around with two kids, two young boys. They're Pakistani boys.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're bored. So I went over and I gave them two hammers. I said, see that car over there? Go nuts. And the father was like a bit, you know, you're letting them smash up a
Pandora's
car with a
box,
hammer.
like.
But the fun that these kids had,
yeah.
Yeah.
they took it out on that windscreen.
Oh yeah,
like
that
they
is-
literally stood on the windscreen and woof.
I gotta say something now. It will resonate with people that are crack.
Go on.
There's guys out there, and y'all know the feeling. It's a night like tonight. It's freezing cold. It's pitch dark. There's you and 5 other young fellas at 14 or 15 years of age. And there's that moment before the brick goes through the window where everybody's held in a moment of suspended disbelief. And the running and laughing.
Yes.
And then the buzz of hiding and being chased.
Here's the thing.
Amazing things.
Running and laughing. Not a great combination.
No, 'cause someone falls and then everybody runs harder, laughs harder.
The more you laugh, the more
harder it is to run.
Harder it is to run because you're not getting oxygen.
Yeah, and then you get more panicked and it's even more fun.
It's like, do you ever chase? This sounds weird. Don't even fucking go there when I say this because he's been calling me out quite a lot in this.
Yeah.
But it sounds weird, but I love chasing kids.
Shock fucking horror.
I chased kids earlier, man. I gave out to kids earlier in the estate.
No, not kids in the estate. Like your own kids or your nieces or your nephews.
Oh yeah, they're running and laughing.
Yeah. So what?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever see that panic look in them? And you say to them, "I'm going to get you," and they just like, "Oh fuck!" As if you're the biggest.
game is on.
The game is on,
yeah.
and you literally like make noises coming up behind them.
And
You have
louder-
to add to the atmosphere.
Yeah, but the louder
Yes.
and scarier you are and the more jumpy, the harder they laugh.
But they laugh and panic. There is that, oh fuck, will he kill me, at the same time as laughter as well.
But psychologists, any psychologist, good psychologist would say rough play is very important for small kids. It's about establishing boundaries, showing them what's the limit of funny and what's
yeah.
pain. You have to like.
But you know, I think I said it on last week's show as well, that there was similar studies done with animals, about animals laughing and playing and all that type of stuff.
Only a few animals laughed, don't they?
Rats and monkeys. Rats and monkeys.
Fair enough.
But
We're kind of rat monkeys ourselves.
But with kittens and dogs and stuff like that, when you play with them, you must rough play with them 70% of the times and you win.
Yeah.
But you must allow them to win
Every now and again.
30% of the times, or they won't engage and play with you.
Yep.
But the thing
It's
is,
weird.
Like, one difference between like cats and dogs is if you hand rear a puppy, it'll be all lovely and soft and playful. If you hand rear a cat, it'll scratch your face off.
Yep.
And it's because that, like, unless they have the other cats biting them back, basically, that they don't know where the boundary is, as you were saying.
Yeah, that's what our cats are doing at the minute. Like, I'll be petting them, then they'll roll over, and if I touch their belly, they'll.
That's a danger spot in any cat.
Yeah, no, but like sometimes they let me rub the belly, but other times
Yeah.
it's how to engage play.
Yeah, it's a trap.
Have you seen that video where there's a cat, like a little kitten lying on its back, and some guy goes tick 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 tick, and then the hand just go up in the air. It's like doing a Mexican wave.
We've seen it, and it's the best video of a dog ever. Guy's walking in a hallway of like a hotel or an apartment complex with his French bulldog. He's walking like that, and he's looking at the dog with the camera, and he just lets the lead go. The dog's just looking at him, and looks down at the lead, and it looks back up at him, and it goes, and then darts. But it's the way he kind of went, huh, to get ready to dart. It's just like, oh, it's so brilliant. He chases him like fuck then.
Isn't it amazing? So, a lot of these videos that you like to watch, Richie, some of them can be pretty horrendous.
See, I am a full spectrum internet guy.
But have you noticed that even the cutesy shit ones make you laugh?
Oh yeah.
Like, there's one of a child who was about 3 years of age, and there's an audience of maybe 300 people, and this child is commanding the audience. So the child does this, and the whole audience puts their hands up and go, "Way!" Look at him.
That shouldn't have happened.
Studio etiquette.
No, that's technological
Bored of the
literacy.
conversation already.
What did you do, Evan?
I was fucking looking for the messages.
Looking for the messages in the volume bar.
Right, you do what I did and see if it does it for you, do you?
What
there you
are you
go.
trying to do?
I'm getting the fucking social media. I'm trying to get the fucking
Is it
comments.
working?
Yeah, it's working.
On the other thing, not on the...
Oh yeah, that's working too.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Is there any comments coming in there?
There is comments coming in. We have Daniela. Lovely Daniela says ciao a tutti.
Oh, I know that's hello something.
That means chew my ass in Italian.
No, it doesn't.
Daniela, we was straight across after the show. Then we've got Johandre. Welcome back, Richie.
Hey, come pick up
Gary
Megan.
Gallagher, good man, lads.
Who's that?
Gary Gallagher.
Howdy, Gary.
Mr. Gallagher.
And then
He with us from the
Johandre
start.
saying, hypocrisy. Sounds old.
Who's that?
It's JJ. I'd
Oh.
imagine it's aimed at me.
Probably.
Oh, well.
More than likely. The word hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy?
And then I've got Teresa.
Good evening, Teresa.
Good evening, Teresa. We have a very special message from Teresa, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's happy
And
to
she
see
got
you
in
back,
touch
is
in
she?
the WhatsApp, huh? No, it's nothing to do with that. She says, well, she says, way to go, Ed. Fucking shut up. But it's her son Dayton's 21st birthday, so a big shout out to him.
Hey, he can get drunk in America now.
Yeah.
He could fight in Dino War for 4 years.
Happy B-Day. What age is he?
21.
21.
Teresa, did you do the
21?
good thing and get him a stripper for his birthday?
He's 21. So
Yeah.
21 years ago to the day, he was coming out of his mother's vagina.
Yes.
There you go,
What a
Teresa.
great celebration.
So he lost the platinum gay out of the fucking door.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, we don't know whether he was cesarean or not. Was there cesarean back then?
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
so
Of course it was.
Yeah. What was it? The Indians.
No, it was Ugandans.
Africa.
It was
Ugandans.
Ugandans.
Yeah.
In like the 1800s, people down in Africa spotted the local tribes using this method of birth, and they tried to bring it back to London, and it didn't work for years because they didn't have the sterility in their practices to do
Yeah.
it, and loads of people died. But yeah, it actually originated in Uganda.
Crazy.
So, Mr. Fox, did you get up to anything unusual since last Tuesday?
I went to work. Is that unusual these days?
No. Well, it is actually.
actually
Yeah.
is,
A
Yeah,
little
I
bit
know.
unusual.
I'm fucking sickened.
Oh, there was a couple of there's a couple of stories I saw today that I said, "Geez, I must bring that shit up tonight." Gemma O'Doherty.
What's she done now?
What's
off
she
the
done now?
rails now,
What
isn't she?
a fucking! I can't say it because
What did she do?
she'll try and sue us.
What did she do?
So you know that famous video where there's a young guard who
It's on
is
the
out
bridge.
outside the car. It's just near Bray somewhere, I
Okay,
think.
okay.
And
I am your master.
There's a few
is that one?
incidents.
the I'm your master one. And this young guard, he's standing there going, okay, yeah, and blah, 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 and being ever so patient with her. He died. The guard. And respects have been paid towards him.
Oh, she's calling out people paying their respects to a dead guard.
Yes.
Go and suck a dick, you bitch.
I know. Fuck that.
Yeah, she's gone too far.
No, she has gone too far.
She's gone way too far. There's some of her politics I absolutely agree with, but unfortunately, she just seems to be a nasty
She
person.
seems to be a bit unhinged. I don't know.
Yeah, I reckon.
Who's the guy she's involved with now? That he's a writer.
Waters, is it?
John Waters, yeah.
See, John Waters is pretty level.
He used to be.
I haven't been
used to
paying
be.
much attention to him the last one. The person I think in Irish kind of commentary and politics, a good person for anybody to listen to, it's always true to the point for an Irishman, is Grant Torino. And he's not discriminatory, he just calls him what he sees. You know, and he had a great piece about that Georgianchenko shooting.
Right,
And it was along the lines of how I feel about the whole thing.
right.
An isolated incident that had nothing to do with race in this country.
You know we can have him on the show.
Who? Georgianchenko?
Laid out.
They get the six boys in with the...
No, we can-
Bad form.
John,
Bad
John
form.
Waters.
No, Gran Torino.
Gran Torino?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be great to have in.
Yeah, I have his number on my phone. Riz was on his podcast.
You serious?
Yes, they were talking about Muslim immigration.
Yeah, but see, Riz is a fucking... I'd call him a success story because he's somebody who can't... No, listen. On a personal level. Not on a criminal record or paper level, but on a personal level.
Success?
Yes,
Garnered. What has he garnered?
he's become an Irishman.
He hasn't.
He is.
He's getting kicked out of the country.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go.
No, exactly. But he has achieved nothing. He done everything the wrong way.
In your opinion.
He married a woman illegally to get into the country.
He's using a couple of Irish words and everything now, man. He's full on Paddy.
Yeah. He doesn't
He
say,
is.
let's
He
go
acts
for
like
lunch.
a
He
fucking
says,
bad-
it's time to go for me spuds. And I'm like, yes!
Yeah, but
You're one of us!
you can take the man out of Pakistan.
Can't take the Pakistan out of man, I get
There's
you.
certain things.
But you can put a bit Irish in anybody.
You know, like putting fucking tea bags out in the washing line. Like,
Oh,
they're
come on.
that's
Pro gamer Irish move.
so cheap.
Rinse him back in.
Like, genuinely, I don't know what it is, but I find that when I was doing deliveries, the worst tippers were, this is going to sound
Wealthy
terrible.
Irish people.
No, are Indians, blacks, and the best tippers would be Polish and Americans.
Best tippers are Polish.
And
Lithuanian.
travellers.
Travellers as
Are
well. I
great
was going to say
tippers.
travellers.
Yep.
I worked in a car wash for many years, like open to the public.
Yeah.
Travellers, Polish dudes, and black taxi men.
Okay.
Always tip me.
Really?
Always tip me.
Yeah. I think I've only ever got a tip once off a black person.
Yeah, maybe because you did a shit job.
No, here's your food.
Why
Yeah.
should you be tipped for that?
Why should
You're
I?
already getting paid.
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
when you wash their car and you dry it down real nice and you do the door jams, you put the tyre shine on,
Ah,
clean the
that's
inside of the windshield for them, you're getting that fiver, man.
Yeah, but
yeah, but
they're,
that's
they're
money
still
work, like.
they're still fucking
Well.
hungry. After you clean their car, they're still hungry. With at least with.
But they're not hungry for cleanliness.
No, they're
That's been satisfied.
Teresa,
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Teresa didn't
I
get
find,
back in touch.
I find your viewpoints interesting, and I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Go on.
Teresa did get back in touch to inform us that it was 17 hours of hard labour.
Oh.
No, Aiden, think about that.
For 17 seconds of hard jizzing.
Teresa, did she?
No, she didn't get him a stripper, but
Yes.
this is awesome.
Buy him a gun.
This is awesome.
She bought him a gun.
No, she made him some moonshine.
Nice.
All right.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Did he wreck the place on the way out?
Ah, for fuck's sake.
I'm just wondering. That happens to
Teresa,
some
you
women.
don't
does.
have to answer that. If
They
you
can
do,
split
I'm
from
not
their V
reading
to
it
their
out.
A.
They see
and
that
it's,
from their I personally, with these two eyes, saw a woman's V tear to her A, and it was the most
Well,
disgusting.
like, oftentimes,
quick-
no, but oftentimes there's a choice between a cut and a tear.
No, but see, the cut leads to a bigger tear.
Yes.
If it's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to split, it's going to split to the diameter, it's going to split to. and
Oh
that's
yeah,
it.
no,
And
absolutely.
actually,
But it's
Darryl-
just about having a clean edge to sew.
Dara O'Brien had done a great joke about that. You know, the difference between a cut and a tear. You know, obviously a cut is going to be better than tearing. But you should listen to his joking anyway. But I saw my ex, the nurse was like, "Oh, do you want to come down? The baby's head is crowning." And I looked down, and it just looked like a horse's eye winking at me. You know, it was that kind of...
It was just breaking
Yeah,
the surface.
Just
Yeah.
breaking the surface. And next of all, the head kind of came out halfway. And just between the V to the A, just went poof.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't take a couple of seconds.
No, it
this
snapped.
was just snapped.
It snapped, yeah.
And
Yeah,
blood
the entire
everywhere.
perineum separated.
Yeah,
Well, that's why, you know, when you've, from your gooch, you feel down there, you have a split there. You know, you feel where your skin meets.
Yeah.
It's the same on both anatomies, and that's literally, it's like a breakaway tab to let babies out.
Well, it's because we
We share
originate
anatomy.
in the womb as hermaphrodites, and that's how.
No,
the
but
vagina
it's not that
grows
we're
shut.
hermaphrodites. It's
like
decided
there are-
the second you're made, but your body, the way the anatomy works is it can go either way, and
Yeah, your arsehole is made before your mouth, like.
Yeah. At
And
one point, you were nothing
made
but
in
an
the same
arsehole.
material. Made in the same
Some people
material.
never got beyond that stage.
So what came first? Is the chicken or the egg or the mouth of the
chicken.
arsehole?
Arsehole every time.
Arsehole every time.
Is it the arsehole?
Yeah, yeah, it's
So
formed. It's formed before your mouth.
What's the biology behind that?
Just the way it
Always
felt.
wanted
Has
to
to start
escape route.
somewhere.
This is going to sound really stupid.
Go for it.
Do babies poop in the womb?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
So where does it come out?
It comes out when the baby comes out. Comes out with them. They're in a toxic environment.
Ooh, so that whole time they're in there,
Not the whole time. It's the last 2 months and a half, I think.
they start producing poop
They start producing
Yeah.
poop
and pee.
and peeing. They start producing poop and peeing before the skin is fully formed over the back of their spine.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Ooh, that makes birth even worse. They're floating around in their.
It's a fucking miracle.
Oh, no, it's an absolute miracle.
It's a miracle.
No,
Yeah,
we
what are
all
the
shit
odds?
About when we were getting bathed as babies anyway. So.
You know, there's no calculation that you can do with the odds of a person being born. Like, what were the odds? You,
We'll wind up.
this
it's-
you,
Yeah, yeah.
sitting here right now. What were the odds?
Yeah. We all got to observe the same reality.
7 billion to 1.
Even worse. Like, there's not a number. There is no number.
But
It's
even,
about 350 million to 1 or thereabouts, like, you know?
but even
No.
you could get in
For
on this.
him to be born.
Yeah, just for the chance of the sperm, like.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
here's-
no. For him to be born at this time, blah de blah de blah. When the Big Bang happened, if two atoms had gone a separate direction, he wouldn't have been here.
neither
There's so
neither
much.
could half of this part of the universe.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's
It's
so much that has to come together.
But when you talk about how much has to come together for it to happen, he'll understand. To get your body to function every day, the amount of cell divisions and RNA multiplications. Oh my God! No wonder we're all dying of cancer because it's inevitable. Like the amount of times your body has to just do everything perfect every time, and we're being bombarded with gamma, beta, alpha radiation,
Smoking,
drinking, putting carcinogens into our bodies.
Yeah.
It takes one hot particle to cause a mutation. One hot particle.
But the
You
thing
know what I
is,
mean?
like, you get mutations and,
Some can be beneficial.
well, yeah, you know, hopefully.
Can
but,
it be beneficial?
Yeah. It's the
Everything
same-
about our evolutionary traits is from a mutation that went right.
Absolutely.
Every single thing about your being right
Any-
now is a result of a mutation
Yeah.
that benefited the species.
Okay, so how does it get rid of the bad mutations?
Well, like we have things, we have like special genes called like tumor repressive genes. Like P53 is one. For
and what do
instance.
they do?
They are housekeeping stuff.
Can I
and
get
they
rid of the
kinda-
bad genetics out
Yeah.
of your RNA and your
So,
DNA?
like-
It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, sorry.
He answered it before he said it. what's it called?
P53,
Yeah, but what did you say before that?
tumor suppressor gene.
So I said, what does it do? You missed the fucking joke, man.
I
You
did.
missed the joke.
It went right over
Sorry,
my head.
I'll slow down. Tommy.
Slow her down, boy.
And especially when it comes to reproduction, because it's half of your information.
Yeah, you only get 23 from each side to make your full complement.
You get 23
Chromosomes.
From each
from your
parent.
mother and from 23 from your father.
Yeah.
So you only have how many? 46
Yeah.
chromosomes. That's it.
Yeah, but you don't get all of mine. My body picks the best and
Hopefully.
randomly allocates it into the different sperm.
Ooh.
Body is an amazing machine.
They're fucking miracles. Like
Human body is a miracle.
a
Did you
gen-
see the damage a body can take and survive?
Well,
Whoa.
I always remember in conversations with people when you ask them, you know, do they believe in God and so on and so forth, and they're like, show me a miracle, and I'm going, you are that miracle.
Yeah.
The chances of you happening were
Or this.
astronomical. Yeah. But you know that whole thing, the butterfly effect.
Yes.
So you know the
Butterfly beats wings one side over the coaster.
Yeah, exactly.
La 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 la.
So, but you know the movie Butterfly Effect.
With Mr. Smashed in Bulk Club.
Yeah, that's him. Have
Yeah.
you seen the Butterfly Effect?
I have actually. Yeah.
It was near.
Is that the one with the post box?
No, Postbox.
Every
Yeah.
morning he goes out to the post box.
No, and they blow it up.
Yes, and he
Yes.
loses his arms.
Yeah. That's the one. That's the one. Actually, I forgot about that scene. But why was I talking about that? Anyway?
Because you were like, do you remember the butterfly effect?
Oh yeah. So in other words, you know, years and years ago, I actually said this to Meg before you guys got here.
Don't tell them I hit you.
No, as if she knows that already. That your great and plus 1,000 times grandfather
Way back when with your brother.
was a fish.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah,
fucking
all
fish.
life came out of the ocean, man.
But your great whatever that is.
Some of it
was
went
a
back
fish.
into the ocean though as well, which I think is pretty cool. Like whales and stuff. They
Yeah.
came out of the ocean, turned around and said, bad idea.
Bad idea.
Yeah, and that's what they have, little tiny legs still on the front inside their flippers.
I don't
Yeah.
know, was it that or was it a case of like continental drift and stuff where they actually got pushed back into the sea?
But at some point they went back in the ocean and they were happy
Well,
out.
we've
Like.
mammals in the sea, like it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah, why would they choose to go back into the cold?
Well, maybe it could have been warmer under the sea because the thing is, just because it freezes to 0 on the surface, the further you go under the water, it can pick up in temperature to
Yeah.
a certain bandwidth.
The water with the highest density is about 4 degrees Celsius, and at the bottom of the ocean, that's what the water is. Until you start getting heated from the crust and whatever.
Geothermal
Yeah.
things like that, like geothermal vents and stuff. There's areas
I
in
am
the ocean.
fully useless facts,
so
man.
Same. We're loving, we're vibing.
and,
We're vibing really
yet,
good.
and yet, at the end of the show, when we go, did you know? You go,
So silicon life forms are based on the periodic table.
that was last week, wasn't it?
It was, yeah,
it was,
yeah.
it was last week, and that's when we went into the whole carbon thing.
Yeah.
The four, what do you
The
call
4
it?
bonds.
Bonds
Yeah.
between them. That's why we're called carbon-based life, because of our carbon bonds with the four. What are them 4 bonds? Explain
No,
that.
like,
CHON, isn't it?
well, no. Like, carbon can form 4 bonds in general.
Oh.
And like, that
with
allows...
4 different molecules.
molecules or atoms, whichever, like, you know.
Is that like polar, non-polar, covalent,
Well, like, no, polar, non-polar would relate more to...
like metals and stuff?
well, no, like fats would be non-polar, whereas like water and stuff would be polar. It just relates to how it reacts and flows and forms.
And then what am I
shit.
thinking about with like when you say a covalent bond and
An ionic bond.
an ionic bond?
It's about the strength of the bond.
Yeah, is
And-
that because of the pairs of electrons matching on the outer rings?
Yeah,
And it makes it up to 8, makes it solid and stable.
exactly.
Gotcha.
And then like you have hydrogen bonds and van der Waals forces and all this other stuff.
And what's the rules again? Is it 1 on the inside ring, and then 2, then
Oh, you're-
4, then 8, then 6, then 8? Or
That is the way it's taught in secondary school, and as soon as you go into fucking college, they go, yeah,
Bullshit.
literally, first day, that's what they say. I didn't even do chemistry for me fucking leaving cert.
yeah, because realistically,
just
you can't
dusting.
even predict the position of an electron.
No.
No. And the more you know about its location, the less you know about its speed and direction.
Exactly, yeah.
And to
Yeah.
understand it, you need to know mv squared as mass, velocity, or what is it? What's the fucking formula again?
Energy equals mass times acceleration.
Yeah, but then there's
MC square.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but to get the speed of an electron, isn't it the mass of it by its velocity, or something like that?
Meh.
Or to get, I don't know, something. Anyway,
Can't
You know,
remember.
I know.
Can't remember.
Well, did you know most particles are
That'll come back to me.
they're
Sorry.
Catholic? Yeah, they have mass.
God, we haven't had such a terrible joke like that in here in weeks. fucking weeks. It was an awful
It's
joke.
refreshing. It's refreshing.
That, man, Allah Akbar to that.
Oh, but biology is amazing. It is amazing what the human body can do.
But
and
you
its
ever get
defense
sucked in, you'd be
systems.
flicking through TV, and you meet Eden channel, and you're just like, you're just watching something about kidneys, and you're like,
Oh, do you know
wow.
Now, I know you're going to give out to me. I know you're going to fucking give out to me because you're a prick. And I know you're going to give out to me because you're a prick as well.
You know that's
You
a lie.
haven't been here in a while.
But he's still a prick.
But
I was off honing my prick skills.
I was
That's what you
off,
call it, is it?
The prick sharpener.
I was off watching a documentary last night. Right?
Science Brain, huh?
No, it came up in the recommended feed because I watched 60 Minutes. So with 60 Minutes Australia, I do like watching
Yeah,
60
right.
Minutes.
Australian TV is weird.
It is.
It's
but-
got the British angles, but the American attitude.
yes.
It's
But
really
no,
weird.
It's not bad.
Is there more than Home and Away?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
60 Minutes
It's
Australia.
around the twist as well.
Oh,
Do
what
you
was it?
ever-
The Wayne
Have you
Manifesto.
ever felt like this?
The Wayne Manifesto as well.
I don't know that.
That's the guy. That was like a spin-off from.
Oh,
Around the twist.
yeah.
Yeah, the Wayne Manifesto.
Never heard of it.
He came up with this manifesto, like he was sick of the house rules or something. He came up with this manifesto. It's like, this is the way it's going to be from now on. So his parents just kind of worked the angles and defeated all of it bit by bit.
Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, loads of weird shit happened to him. He's like magnetic to like. Well, that was going around the twist.
What was the
wasn't
name
it?
of it again?
The Wayne Manifesto. It was ancient ass TV, man.
Oh, yeah,
But-
yeah,
but when
90s.
yeah, see, now ancient 90s isn't
Oh,
ancient.
94, 95.
But that's not
To be
fucking
fair-
ancient.
No, no,
It is to us,
is
you
pretty
fucking
old, like,
to
if you-
remember
dinosaur.
20 odd
If you have a
years
car
ago.
from fucking 1990, it's a classic now.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Do you know when you remember when classics used to be 1960s, 1970s? Now they're 1990.
Well,
You
here's
can
the-
have a 300 ZX, classic insurance and classic tax.
Isn't it amazing? You look at you look at a 20-year-old girl and a 20-year-old car quite differently.
Yes.
No, I look about them about the same.
Oh,
No, because the 20-year-old girl isn't covered in rust.
which one's going to give you more trouble?
I don't know, probably if it's a nice old fucking 5 litre or something like that, I mean, it's fair game.
Why, you want to put 5 litres in the poor girl?
No. I'd say what a lad in the guard said to me
Oh,
one
it's
day.
how much blood they have.
As much trouble as you let them cause you. Not to be said for putting the car to the side of the road and just letting it alight.
I was listening to the radio one night and there was an old woman on Niall.
I'm surprised you don't call it the fucking wireless, you know that?
40 years of age. 40 years of age and still. This old woman came on the show,
Yeah.
and she was talking about sex, and I'm like, this is really uncomfortable because she's about 80.
What was wrong with that? She had way more experience than you.
Because she turned around and she said
That makes me
they were
moist.
talking about having sex while in their periods.
fair play to her for
and
not
she
eating
said her words for like an 80-odd-year-old woman was, if the pitch is flooded, you can still play the game.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who wants to play on a
Ew.
dry pitch like?
Ew. An 80-year-old dry pitch?
Yeah, but she was probably talking
no,
about
some of
when
the
she
flooded
was
ones.
not 80. Because she would have been menopausal, which
Of
means
course.
no more periods.
Of course, but still, this is coming from an old woman's mouth.
Yeah, so.
So
They
you're
lived
like,
lives. They're real
"Ugh."
people.
I understand
Stop
that.
pigeonholing them.
No, bollocks. I want a granny to be a granny. I don't want her to be this
glory
sexual
hole.
being.
Here, Aiden, do you want to ask about it? There's a granny right now in a flat somewhere. Let's say Manchester.
Oh, flicking the bean.
driving the whole of herself with a
Yeah.
fucking 12-inch black dildo.
Oh, I've seen all the porn.
Strapped onto a jigsaw.
Strapped onto an 80-year-old man who can hardly breathe.
I've seen all the fucking videos.
Oh dear, Agnes.
I know that one of his mates died in the middle of the act. He was boinking his secretary on the office table.
Nice. If
And
you're
he
going to
had
go
a heart
out,
attack on top of the poor girl.
Oh,
amazing.
lovely.
Brilliant. If you're going to go out, go out.
You may as go
Guns
out with a bang.
blazing.
Yeah, go out with a bang. Fuck it. If you could choose your way out.
Oh, I really want to be like, I know what I'm doing, guys. Don't worry. And be milled out with an explosion. It's just that, you know, that
the
sudden
diamond
realization and the oranging up of your face. Just that, gone. No pain, nothing, no reminiscence, just out like a light.
Is it a bit weird or psycho to be thinking about death?
No.
And
It's a very normal thing, and we better come to grips with it because we're all going to face it.
because I think when I die, I don't want it to be in my sleep.
Why not?
I want to see it coming.
What?
Yeah.
So that means you want suffering and a prolonged.
No, I think I
Yeah, but do
remember-
you? Do you want to be sitting
Yeah.
in the wrong lane going,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely, because you will never experience dying if you don't do it awake.
Not gonna lie, it's one of those experiences. I
You'll
don't
only,
have any
conscious
bucket
will
list.
experience it.
you'll only have this experience once,
You'll
so you
only
may
have
as
it
well
once, you may
experience it. You may as well. I mean, if you're going to fucking die, you may as well go, oh, this is what it's like, instead of doing it in your sleep and missing the fucking. It's an important milestone.
No,
No,
I think your mammalian
no.
reflexes
Look,
will kick
no,
in and
fairness,
steal that moment from you.
It's like walking through a fucking door. The frame doesn't make a difference. It's the room you're walking into.
Yeah.
I know it does. I think I'd rather experience it. There.
No, man.
I'll go out in a ball of fire, like something, or just like.
Ball of fire, man. That's every nerve ending on your body being cooked off you. That's not a way to go.
Yeah, but I mean, it has to be exciting. It can't be.
Yeah, but if you leap off
That's
a
it.
building, most jumpers say the second they step off, they regret it.
Yeah.
And there's that whole thing. If you've fallen long enough to think about falling,
You're over.
dude.
That's
Oh,
it.
dude.
Yeah, it's game over for you.
Game over.
Yeah, but still, I think I would prefer to experience death rather than to do it in my sleep. That's why I'm asking, is it weird that I would
Okay,
rather
right.
that?
So, have you ever been in a car crash?
Yes, so many.
Grand. It's
Mate,
a
mine crashed his car yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, Buzz,
yeah.
you alright?
He wrote the car off. He took out
Landed
a
in it.
telegraph pole. He landed down a ditch about the depth of the car.
What was it?
Thankfully, he was all right.
That's all that matters, to
car
be
do you
honest.
Polo.
Oh, very lucky.
Yeah, in a little stream.
Little
a stream,
like,
yeah.
he landed down the stream.
Fucking
Very
hell.
So what were you
lucky.
going to say, Pierce?
Yeah. So, like, when you're in a car crash, right? And when you know what's about to happen and
Yeah.
time dilates.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and you get a real sense of how relative time is.
Mm-hmm.
That is the frame of reference for dying. That no matter how far in the distance you can see it coming, in that moment, I guarantee time changes.
Yeah, but in the movies when they're lying on the ground and they've been shot and you can see the life fucking
Yeah, that's
Here,
the
look,
movies, man.
It's fucking
fleeting
movies.
from their eyes.
That's the movies.
It's like them
I
using
think-
3 cats tied together to make a cow. Like it's not real.
I know, but when they say stuff like "I can't feel like my legs," or
No,
"I
people
can
don't say
feel
that.
myself slipping away,"
Yeah, no,
or like "This is my moment, I'm dying."
No, it doesn't happen.
I want a quick quip before I die. Whatever happens, I need to say something hilarious.
You want a James Bond it?
James Bond?
You know the way he always has like a little line after he does something.
No, that's cool. What he does is cool. No, I want a hilarious, something that makes no sense whatsoever.
That'll be easy.
Keep people thinking.
Best
Go for it.
ever.
Yeah. Check under the stair.
I've hidden 40,000 euro in.
That's not a fucking bad idea. Actually, now if I do die within the next couple of months,
Or always
don't fall
keep
for
a
it.
treasure map in your pocket.
Yeah.
But bury a big trunk of dog shit. So and I picture you like this
No.
from beyond the grave.
Just mark it over an old minefield. Worst case scenario, they clear it.
I'm trying to think, is there a way you could link them to murder somehow? That would be the final insult, linking somebody to your death.
Oh, like set up a fake suicide thing, and whoever finds it implicates themselves.
Yeah, well, you make sure that somebody you don't like
Why
finds
do
it.
you want to fuck up other people's lives? Like I mean,
'Cause it's hilarious.
Like,
It's
you're a
hilarious.
terrible person.
Do you not know this?
Discomfort.
We don't like him because he's nice.
Discomfort is where I find the most fun.
Pierce, you're here for a reason too.
To bring balance.
No. This is a lead balloon, baby.
Actually, lead balloons do float.
Yes, they do. Mythbusters, thank you.
Yeah. poor, what's his name again? Grant.
Grant
Mr.
O'Mahara.
O'Mahara. God, that was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Lads, have you ever seen tinfoil floating?
Yes.
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 Have you ever seen tinfoil floating on air? Ah, fuck you.
You had the fish tank thing with
the sulfur hexafluoride.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that deepens your voice rather than what helium does, which makes a higher pitch voice.
Yeah.
So you're.
Do you know where actually that whole thing of helium and the higher pitched voice came from, kind of thing? Basically, there was an old god back in Greece called Helios, the dude who drove the sun like after
Yeah.
Apollo.
Ah,
And he was laughing at feckin' Apollo's son, Phaeton, named the car.
Yes.
But yeah, he was laughing at him getting to drive the chariot because he was going to make a complete balls of it. And those giggles are meant to be the same as what you get off helium. That's how much he was laughing.
did you know that
Brilliant.
helium, we're running out of helium?
Yep.
Yeah. But they haven't started mining it yet, and they started prospecting it, and it looks grand. It's just becoming a cost-benefit analysis thing.
It is. But can you imagine in maybe 100
The
years'
most
time,
abundant substance in the known universe, and
Hydrogen.
we're running out of it.
Hydrogen.
Yeah, but hydrogen easily becomes.
Yeah, but
helium.
that's fusion, and you know how difficult it is to do fusion.
No, the sun
They're
does it
getting
first.
closer.
Yeah, but how difficult it is for us to do fusion.
See the Korean thing?
It is the cost.
Yeah.
benefit.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
For what?
For
30
fusion.
seconds of was it 4 million degree or 100 million degree plasma or something?
Yeah.
Nice.
100 million degrees Celsius. Held it for 30
Artificial
seconds.
sun.
Ooh.
It's hotter than the sun.
So what,
It is, yeah.
Where do they do this?
In a lab in Korea.
Any of them have like an Indiana Jones face melted off moment?
No, because
No.
there's a magnetic field that contains it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
insane.
These
As
are
soon as we get
clever people.
like fucking fusion power, it means that the only waste we'll have
Oh, yeah.
is nothing.
There's
Like,
no byproduct. There's
No.
no byproduct. You can't have a nuclear runaway.
Yeah.
Because it's fusion. It's
It's
fission.
creating, it's not breaking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only when you break it, it breaks down and
It becomes a fission bomb like a
Yes.
nuclear reactor, yes.
Yeah, but they haven't figured out fusion.
Nuclear
yet.
bomb, sorry.
They're getting closer. They're getting closer.
There is a guy over in the States, and he developed this. In my mind, I'm going, how the fuck does that work? These people are so clever. He has this giant sphere that would be the size of this room. And in this sphere, he has what looks like bicycle pumps, hundreds of them. So it looks like an old mine from the ocean.
Yes.
And all of these pumps at once go in.
Oh, super
And
compress something.
And there's oil in there. And at the center of the oil, there's two atoms.
Oh, the picture of the single atom. You're talking about the picture they took of a single atom floating in the air.
No, we can't because we've never seen an atom.
No, it's been done.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, no, it has.
I've never seen an
It
atom.
won a fucking award.
We have never seen an
Pulsar
atom.
prize, isn't it? Yeah.
It won like a massive photography award. Was it? Oh, it was the year before last because I was in college in Galway.
A single atom.
A single atom was photographed for the very, very first time.
Bullshit.
Swear to fuck.
Yeah.
When was this and where?
This was
Cambridge,
in.
wasn't
This was like 2018
UK,
in America.
Wasn't that the UK?
Might have been.
He's a UK guy.
I-
Something to
Okay.
do with the Cambridge University anyway. That's where I seen the fucking...
Fair enough. I could be wrong. Sorry. Thanks. But yeah.
But
It
we
wa-
don't have cameras powerful enough to see an atom. We never had. We've had spectral analysis. That's about it.
Yeah. No. But like, no. It's a really fucking big atom.
How you can only have one single size atom.
No. What are you talking about? An atom's size is dependent on the amount of
That's how you get
protons and
radioactive.
neutrons in.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but an atom size is fucking tiny.
Yeah.
So I understand
But
the
yeah,
periodic
but there's
table.
atoms
They
bigger than other
isolated
atoms.
it, and you're able.
Yes,
to,
but that big,
Okay.
the heaviest atom. What's the heaviest atom? The last one on the period.
Cesium, isn't it?
no, like you're going down into like
Or francinium or something like that.
Americanium or
Yeah.
fucking some of them mad like lanthanide and alkanoid series.
Okay.
Super duper radioactive.
Yeah, stuff that's like only like some of the stuff is only made for like a quarter of a second.
Yes.
and they're like, "Graham, we did that 3 times. It exists."
Yeah, because it's so big that it literally breaks. Its half-life is like 0.3 seconds and stuff like
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
And it breaks down and down and down, and you've got like you could have one.
Daz, I'm going to call bullshit on this because I looked into this. I've looked into this so much.
I'm going to take.
Do, yeah.
This is actually shite crack, but I'm going to take out my phone and Google it for
No,
you.
please do, because I've been looking at this for quite some time, because when we were in school, we all remember they would draw an atom on the blackboard.
Hmm.
And you would have the nucleus
Protons,
and the protons. You have all that shit going on. And for years...
It was a single strontium atom, and it won the National Geographic National Science Photography.
but I'm assuming what you can
and
see
it was at the University of Oxford. You were right.
I said Cambridge.
Yeah, I know, but you
Well,
said
it was the
UK.
right ballpark.
No, I'm giving you the UK because I
Right.
said America. And yeah, see that pale dot in the middle of that?
What?
See that pale dot in between the two rods?
That's it?
Yeah, that's a single atom. It's a fucking atom, man. Of course, it's going to be small.
No, I'm underwhelmed by the picture for one reason.
You just wanted to see
It's
what was
because
on the blackboard.
I'm looking at a speck of dust, basically.
Yeah, but that's a
I want
single
to
atom.
see. But I want to see its molecular structure.
Oh, I can show you resonance.
Because-
no, they photograph
reason why I was-
resonance in bonds.
What,
Well,
like
the
a
reason,
sonar
the
kind of
reason why I'm
thing?
saying is because you know that whole orbiting the electrons that orbit around the nucleus.
Ah, Jesus, man, they're mainly empty space, like.
Yeah, but they said that they orbit And then that was changed some time ago, and they said that they don't orbit, that they bounce around randomly.
Yeah, it's like an electron cloud rather than fixed fucking...
Yes, so there's not an actual, not an orbit.
No, because the more you know about its location, the less you know about its speed.
You don't know it's there until you see its effect.
I only heard Michael Stevens talking about this from Vsauce, and he was basically said, we've never seen an atom. It's our best guess of how it looks.
Yeah.
It's like, bullshit. Of course we've seen an atom. I saw it on the blackboard in school. I know what an atom looks like.
You've seen the theoretical interpretation.
Yes, exactly. But so we have never actually seen the structure.
Showed you one.
Huh?
Showed you one.
Yeah, but we have never seen the actual structure and how the electrons and everything reacts with each other.
You and
I
everybody
want to see it
else.
this size.
Yeah, but you and everybody else, man.
I want to see a big atom.
Yeah.
You know, all this talk of atoms, and is that an atom?
That's a single atom.
But that looks like the size of a speck of dust.
Yeah.
Surely an atom
what
is
did you expect?
trillions of times smaller than a speck of dust.
No, it's a really good camera.
That's super macro. Like.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you look at those pins. How big are those pins?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to get a point of reference.
Right, I'll go back into it again.
Like if you held it beside a penny, then I go, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
But I've no idea what size this is.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like
I don't
holding...
live in this world of giant penny-sized atoms.
The comparison you're trying to make is like if you got to start Antares or Betelgeuse and held our moon up against it,
Okay.
you wouldn't be able to see it.
So,
There's no way your eyes can differentiate something that small against something that big.
okay, so you see the needle tips it's trapped between.
Yes.
They are 0.08 of an inch.
Does
that
that quite
help?
big?
Yeah, it's still bigger than I assumed it would be. I always thought atoms were trillions of times smaller than that.
It's a faint speck.
I know I can see the faint speck, but I always assumed it was still much, much smaller than that.
Do you mind if I have a look there?
Yeah, we're good.
I do remember. I'm going to say it. I'm going to call him a fucking idiot. Niall Boylan one night on air.
A shout out to Niall Boylan, man. He's just
Big
spitting
love.
truth on this COVID lockdown.
His nickname became Dr. Atom Smasher.
Oh?
Because sometimes he likes to play the part that he knows what he's talking about, but a lot of the times he's reading it off the screen. He hasn't a clue what he's talking about.
Like
He
every
said-
good broadcaster.
But he said on air one night, I promise you this, he said, sure, atoms are all around you. You can just reach over and you can smash them by squashing them on the table.
Technically you can, but you're not going to garner a reaction from them because everything is made of atoms.
He said you
but we
can-
don't actually touch anything.
Yeah, but
Like,
we're
everything
not-
comes to
it's-
an
we touch
infinitely
oxygen or
close
something,
point,
don't we?
doesn't it?
And it's just the electrons off the electrons.
Yes.
Sorry, I moved away from my
That's
microphone there.
No,
Okay.
no, I never noticed the thing.
Yeah, well, we're 80% void.
Yeah, but that
Least.
asshole said that you can smash atoms with your hand. I'm like, fucking hell, there's nuclear fission right there. Him
Yeah.
just
So
doing
what
that.
happens when you're cutting your bread in the morning, like?
And we'll leave it at that.
That's not splitting the atom. Who was the first person to split the atom?
I don't know. He got killed in a big blast.
I
don't
think
know.
it was Monty Burns' granddad, if I remember correctly.
Yes, if my Simpsons teaches me anything.
Was it not part of the Manhattan Project?
Maybe.
So you're talking about like old Nazi scientists?
Wasn't it the Manhattan Project where they came up with the where they figured? Was it? No, it wasn't Manhattan. Project.
Manhattan Project gave us the nuclear bomb.
It was where we figured out EMPs come from nuclear bombs. Well, that was the Manhattan
That was
Project.
part
Yeah,
of,
yeah,
there was a
yeah.
byproduct because when they set them off in the stratosphere, they're like, oh, all our electrical shit doesn't
Will
work
go
for
off.
a radius.
Yeah, exactly. So if a nuclear bomb went off in Dublin,
Yeah.
all of our electricity here would shut off.
Well, yeah, because of the way our power grid is structured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nuclear bomb goes off in Dublin, we are fucked.
Oh, yeah, we're really...
We're in the sweet zone for the worst fallout.
Are we?
Yeah.
For the fallout, but not for
No,
the initial blast.
Not for the initial blast,
so
depending
we'll
on what kind
suffer.
of bomb it is. If it was a SAR bomb, that would take out, blast radius. If it went off in Dublin, a SAR bomb would comfortably reach past Galway and comfortably past the
blast zone.
The blast radius would reach past those 2 points. It would physically damage and cook buildings.
What?
A SAR bomber.
Yeah, I know the Russians like.
Yeah, 100 kilotons.
What is it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
so they blasted a
Ireland.
lake.
It's a bomb
into
the size of this room, a nuclear
of Russia.
bomb the size of this room. Basically, the Soviets in the
They did, it
50s
blew up
during
a
the...
big fucking dent in the ground and caused a big lake.
Who did?
The Russians.
Yeah, that
SAR
was...
bomb.
Yeah. That, no,
They were testing it.
with the SAR bomb, and then there was the Tunguska explosion, which they don't know was that a UFO or a nuclear
Oh, that was
blast.
a fucking meteor that
Yeah,
exploded in the air.
in an air blast, and that's where they got the
the
idea
worst
for
place.
air blasting SAR bomb.
That's right.
So they made two. They made a 50 kiloton and 100 kiloton. When they detonated the 50 kiloton, it took out one of the bombers that was dropping it. They had a flight escort, so the camera plane survived, but the plane that dropped the bomb
Didn't get far enough.
it was 3 miles behind them, and it got caught in the blast and downed, and it's never talked about. But when they set off the SAR bomb, every country on Earth had
Seismic activity.
Jesus.
And they said, right, we better not let off the big one then.
But here's the thing, you know, there was
They'd won twice the size,
but
ready to go.
back then there were scientists who were literally trying to light the atmosphere on fire.
Based the first hydrogen bomb. That was with the first hydrogen bomb in the 60s when they were testing it in
The Bikini Islands.
Bikini Islands, yes.
Yes.
Bikini Atoll. That's where they tested the first hydrogen bomb. When they tested the first hydrogen bomb, it was up on a big stand.
Isn't that why SpongeBob lives in Bikini Bottom? Because they're all from the Fallout.
They're all from the Fallout.
Yeah.
And that's where Godzilla came from as well, was Bikini Atoll, in the Pacific nuclear experiment, because there's these lizards that live on those islands, and they did experience mutations.
Okay.
But not good ones, they just died of like shitty lizard cancer and
Did
stuff.
you ever hear Snake Island?
Yes, we get to that. And
Nobody's
there's Spider
wanted.
Island as well.
Oh, fuck no.
But when they were testing the hydrogen bomb, it was an hour beforehand they were having a discussion where they said, we better bring it up, because they've been developing the bomb. They're like, this does have the potential to cause a chain reaction with every single hydrogen molecule on
In the
Earth.
atmosphere.
Like an Ice Nine effect.
Yes, it's like the Ice Nine effect, but in a chain reaction of hydrogen exploding and burning up. And they said it could turn water back to oxygen and explosive gas, and could completely vaporize the planet within 30 seconds.
Yeah. We wouldn't have seen it coming.
No, they just went woof.
But why it is eventually going to, science will kill us.
No,
In the
it'll save us.
It'll kill us and it'll save us.
In the pursuit
a
of
race.
this type of stuff. I mean, that type of information is dangerous in the wrong hands.
Everything is.
Yeah,
yourself.
but the thing I've come to learn
No,
in
fairness,
growing up
inflating
in...
a tire is dangerous in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's dangerous in the wrong hands to that person.
When you
if you
say-
want to be detrimental to the entire world.
Yes, I'm listening.
You need a SAR bomb and a big drill.
They tried it. Not with a SAR bomb, they tried that. as well.
No, but it was the precept to fucking
Core.
Stanley Kubrick and
Space
How I Learned to
Odyssey.
Love.
Dr. Strangelove and How I Learned to Love the Atomic Bomb.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that where he rides out like a cowboy on
Yes,
the...
it is.
Yeah,
brilliant
yeah.
film.
Yeehaw. Yeah, that I remember.
But point I was trying to make was when you say about in the wrong hands. I think we've learned who the fucking wrong hands are, and it's them fucking Americans.
Jesus, they've gone to shite in the past week.
No, I'm just talking about US foreign policy, the supporting of Israel, and just the absolute shit show of the last 20 years for those people in the Middle
But
East.
if you had to pick a country that had a nuclear potential to destroy the world, if you had to pick a country
Yeah.
that was going to be
Have them picked.
the most
Have them picked.
responsible,
Have them picked.
who would that country
Costa
be?
Rica.
Iceland.
Oh fuck, that was Costa Rica and Iceland. Who said what?
I'm picking Iceland.
And you're picking Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica.
What, is that just a...
No, I have a reason.
Okay, well, you go first.
Iceland has the least beef with any country in the whole world, and nobody's any beef with Iceland. Never been to war.
Okay.
To be honest, to
Apart
them,
from
it
the
probably
Vikings.
seemed more like a
What?
baby.
Apart from the Vikings.
That's too far back.
So Costa Rica.
Costa Rica disbanded their army. They don't have a national army.
Yeah, because cartels run the country
No,
so
no, no,
much.
no,
Yeah,
no.
giving them the power.
No, because like there was so much war and shit in like Latin America that they basically went, sure, we've no army, it's bad form to invade us.
Yeah.
And they've kind of coasted on with that, like it's a pretty sweet deal.
I'm going to leave it in the power of the Americans.
No.
No.
I trust.
Can we give them at least another like 2 months to see if they're redeemable?
Well, no, I trust.
Oh, what? Come to their senses and let
How
Trump back
merciful
in.
of you.
I miss America the season finale.
Did you see they made merch for that?
Yeah.
They actually made merch for fucking storming the Capitol.
To be fair,
Already?
No,
I
no, no,
seen
no.
the footage of the
As
woman
in, like,
getting
there
shot.
was a dude who had it, and he had like the date on it, and like America Civil War, MAGA. And there was someone else set up a fucking hot dog stand outside it. I thought that was perfect.
that's capitalism.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
But I seen the footage of the woman getting shot inside the Capitol building.
Oh, I didn't watch that now.
The lads were there's
Jesus,
a
just
very
said
famous.
ouch.
Where was
picture
this?
Today. There's yesterday. The people stormed the Capitol building.
Oh, I didn't see this.
What?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You
see this.
didn't see this?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, of all people I know.
No, like as in like hundreds of people stormed the Capitol to try and stop the electoral count.
Anyway, while this happened, basically they broke in, and there's guys armed one side, barricaded into the actual Senate floor. There's people at the top of a staircase in the hallway trying to get in, and there's just guys with handguns, normal security detail. And
Compared to what they had out for Black Lives Matter, can I just say, by the way,
but this was an unexpected attack. They thought it would be just because nobody pays attention. Listen,
they had merch and they have the NSA.
yeah, but listen to me. Just hear me out.
Someone's seen that order going through.
Yeah, and they let it happen because it's part of American politics at the minute. It's very fucked up.
Lads, what you have to remember is that there's people listening that haven't a clue what you're talking about.
The Capitol
So
Hill
specify
attack.
more.
Okay, sorry about this.
Who, first of all, who done the attack?
Basically, they're saying
Trump supporters.
Trump supporters.
So they're saying it's the right that done
Yes.
it.
Oh, no,
But
it's
no, they're just
very-
saying Trump supporters.
They're saying Trump supporters because they had MAGA hats on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the conspiracies are already flying because there's pictures of guys inside on the Senate floor that are known Antifa leaders.
And they were
wearing
trying to-
MAGA hats.
What were they trying to prevent?
The electoral count.
So, as part of the American presidential elections,
The Electoral College, isn't it?
Yeah. After the states vote and they're transferred into Electoral College votes, they are then counted in the Senate.
Okay.
And that actually finalises who's going to be president.
Yeah. Right, and there's a lot of people very
It's
unhappy
ceremonial.
because it's ceremonial, but it's the actual finishing of the tallying and
Oh,
the
yeah,
counting.
100%.
It's the final crossing of the T's and dotting the I's, saying this is who won, this is who lost, and by how and by where.
See, idealistically, when you look at the government of America, when you look at actually their policies and their laws, it's a very fair country. If you were to go along with what's written on paper.
Yeah, and if everything worked as it should do on paper.
Whatever's written on paper, if they could follow that through to a T, it would be an amazing country.
Same with this one.
And I think they've lost.
Same with our country here, because they're they've-
Any country that doesn't provide free healthcare when they can afford it is bad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is we're both constitutional republics to
Yeah.
the same empire.
But they do have free healthcare.
No, they don't.
No.
Of
No,
course they do.
no. But it's not healthcare.
Then what is it?
It's basically.
Homeless people end up in hospitals and having heart attacks.
Do you want to know
who takes care
what
of
their
them?
free healthcare is?
Yeah.
Just say you're in an accident and you have a badly broken arm. In the week you're waiting around to get your free healthcare, by the time you get to a healthcare guy, all he's qualified to do is lop it off. And that's what happens. Do you have insurance? No. Right, well, that arm's going to have to come off, and you're still getting a $10,000 medical bill. And
Yeah.
you're fucked out of the hospital without the proper care. America does not look after poor Americans. It is a third world country.
But if you look at the Constitution and the way the Constitution is set up, it is set up to promote a first world country.
But you're looking with rose-tinted glasses at idealistic. It's constitution.
Yes, of
you're
course
looking
I am,
you're looking
yeah.
at just the rules.
I'm just looking at the rules.
And
That's why
in our country, if everybody just went by just the rules and everybody did just their bit, like we try and do, it'd be a perfect world. But you have to remember, there's people, once they get into power, all they want is power.
See, there's a lot of word
And it
playing.
fucks everything up.
There's a lot of playing games with words these days. And
That's
that's what I'm finding.
Bankruptcy through medical debt is a measured metric in America.
Yeah.
That's a measured metric.
One of the only countries
Like,
in the world where that happens.
if
Someone
you
gets
ha-
sick over something they can't possibly have any control over.
Like if someone gets
and they're
cancer,
destroyed.
it's a $9 million American bill to that individual.
What?
Yeah.
What, 9 million.
9 million. Sorry,
right.
not billion. My
no,
bad.
No, to put it in perfect perspective for you and make you understand it 100%.
Go ahead.
Do you know how student loans work in America?
Yes.
You take on a student loan
Yes.
to pay for your college.
Yes.
But the colleges know that the government is backing these student loans, so they inflate the price of tuition.
Yes.
Because they know that it's not you paying it, it's a government-backed loan. The way insurance works in America, health insurance is paying for it, so we can bump up the price. So that
Yeah,
when
there's
anybody
serious
comes in
gouging,
for
like-
insurance, because you have to remember most private hospitals are private in America. There are very few county and state hospitals.
Well, see, what I'm having a problem understanding is when you look at, I'm saying with people playing with words like systemic racism, systemic this, systemic that.
See, in America, they have systemic racism.
But
in Ireland, we don't.
No, but they don't have systemic racism.
Yes, they
Because
do.
no, they will bear with me when they're saying this is the playing with words again. People are playing with the word systemic racism. What actually that really means is it built into the system? Can you point at one specific law that is racist or discriminatory towards anybody?
Right, you're kind of playing with what? I got him.
Go from him.
I have him.
Get him.
You're playing with words here right now.
I'm not. That's the actual definition of it.
Right, there's definitions, but then there's the real world and how things actually work. Listen to me. The Emancipation Proclamation. Right. did very little. It put things into power in paper, but people's attitudes, people's cultural conditioning, that didn't change. There's still people alive today that were alive during segregation, which means that system still exists in their minds. So there is systemic racism.
No, it's not systemic.
It's not systemic.
It's societal.
It's historic.
Yeah,
It's
No,
historic
it's
racism.
contemporary because it exists on a daily basis.
But that's not systemic. Still, it's not systemic. It may
It
be
came
contemporary,
from
but
a
it's not
system. It came from a system.
There's a
system that doesn't exist
social
anymore.
system.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
exist
that's-
anymore, but it's still systemic. It's endemic. It's there.
Yeah.
It exists.
It's okay. Again,
It exists.
People need to stop playing with words, like saying, "Oh, it's systemic racism." No, it's not. It's not built into the system.
It used
It's
to be.
historic. There
Right.
was historic racism there. Racism exists on an individual level in in society.
But when it exists,
we can't
in an
eradicate that.
No, but when it exists in an individual level and is dressed up in the powers of a particular office or the way a department acts, then it's systemic.
Yeah, but you show me the proof of that.
The Sandra Bland police video where they posed her dead body for a photograph.
Who?
Sandra Bland.
Okay,
Who's that?
She was a black chick. She was pulled over one night, brought into a cell, died in the cell. They panicked, they forgot to book her in because when they fucked her into the cell, they cracked her skull off the floor. There's a video of them dragging her out. Then there's a time-stamped photo of her being booked in after the fact where she's dead and posing with lifeless dead eyes.
sorry. All I'm thinking of is Weekend at Bernie's when
Yeah,
you said that.
it is.
That's all I
It
can
is.
think of
It
when you
is.
said that.
It's so ridiculous.
But again, that's not fucking systemic. That's a single act of racism, people trying to cover their ass. Systemic racism does not exist in America. It does not exist in Ireland. It does not exist in Britain.
No,
Yes,
it doesn't exi-
I
it doesn't-
believe it
there's a
exists
difference
in
of
Ireland.
style
Sorry,
of
no,
racism.
in America it doesn't exist in Ireland because we haven't had integration here. We've only had it the last 20 years.
Like the
We've
thing
only
is,
had
like-
a sizable foreign population for 20 years.
Okay,
like,
so
one thing about racism is that it's not the most extreme outer example where you can see someone, posing with a dead body, basically. Like that's like racism exists on a much smaller conversational level where you could have microaggressions where
I don't buy the word microaggression. I understand the theory, but I think microaggressions are bullshit to be called out on.
No, it comes from a subconscious.
It triggers them subconsciously, yes.
No. It comes from a person's own subconscious bias. Like the first question you ask, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
I'm from Laois. No. Where are you from?
Yeah, originally-
I'm from Laois. Do you know?
Yeah,
because
no.
they're still
Oh,
fucking
wait,
from Laois.
We had that in the sensitivity training course in the Abbey, and it was, it was put to us that it'd be a rude thing to ask. So, where are you from? Where are you really from?
Oh, it's pure bullshit. Like,
Sure,
Yeah,
apparently-
but the thing is, I asked that question, and I don't pull any punches for it because I want to know.
When you ask once, that's normal. When you ask a second time because you're not happy with your first answer, that's racist.
Yeah.
well, apparently,
Well, I start conversations racistly with foreign people then.
Why? Would you ask 2 or 3 times?
apparently it's
No, because I do it as like a thing. Like the Polish guy next door to me, and he'd be talking away. And where are you from? He's like, oh, we lived in Abbey Leaks. Then we came here. It was like, no, like, are you Polish? Lithuanian? Like, oh no, I'm Polish.
See, in that question, you're not asking where you're really from. You're asking what is your ethnicity.
Yeah, where's your
That's-
origin?
That's a separate conversation, and that
And a
is
valid
respectful.
conversation, and it's an okay conversation
Yeah,
to have.
no, that's acceptable. It's when you reject their answer of this, where are you from? Oh, Abbey Leaks, whatever. And then you say, no, where are you really from? You're rejecting their answer and their truth to
Because
to find something that suits your own narrative.
But ethnically coloured people don't originate in Abbey Leaks.
Some do. Some fucking
some of them
do.
do.
Some do now because they're born here.
Exactly.
Right. But what I'm saying is, when I'm talking to a guy in his 40s,
No,
You know what I mean?
No, but that's what. But like the way you phrased it isn't a microaggression.
no, I understand the theory of microaggression. My problem is when people jump on a microaggression and use it as a way to elevate their own status to appear
Well,
virtuous.
I'm
amongst the
going to
group.
give you an example of a
Happens.
microaggression that I heard very recently.
Go
People
on.
jump on anything for a bit
Asking a
of fucking
woman
You will.
swag.
if she's pregnant.
What?
Asking a woman if she's pregnant. Apparently is a microaggression.
Yeah, it can be embarrassing if they're not pregnant.
It can be embarrassing if they're not pregnant. It can
Or
be
if they lost
embarrassing
something
if
recently.
if they lost the baby or blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So we can't even interact with each other and ask a fucking question like, are you pregnant?
Well,
What
Expecting.
difference does that make to your life? Like, I mean, that's just a nosy
It
thing to want.
prohibits
Yeah,
me
it's
from
out of
normal
your
human
business.
behaviour.
We're nosy people.
For fuck's sake, like, stop asking the obvious question and get to know people on a deeper level.
Is it not? Whoa. Get to know people on a fucking deeper level. How if you can't even ask one question?
Exactly.
Then fucking ask every other question and it might come up when they learn to trust you.
Do you have all 10 fingers and toes?
And on that wonderful bombshell, we'll be back in 5 minutes.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's Social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day, Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 52103427591268089 so we can find
Shouldn't be a
Richie.
story, not even a peep.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the number one source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
to the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100 plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turf you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today!
Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. New sandalwood and lavender scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial and confrontational and may cause offense to some. Listener discretion is advised.
The mic is a mile away.
Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Supernatural Dogshit podcast with a twist.
Yeah, you're on the other end.
Evening, I'm in the fucking hot seat tonight.
Yeah.
Role reversal.
So
Bend
just,
over for me, baby.
Just for a future reference, when you come back off the break, you on that beat you press the open button
with the microphone at your face.
At your face, yes. But you also have to have these switched off just before that beat as well, so you don't have to do this and then lower this down.
Yeah,
because you have to do the volume on this now. So yeah, no. Build up the anticipation for the second half and then drop it down, and then you have to change it to this one.
Right, well, we're going to be in the second half where I'm in fucking charge, and I'm going to move the dials the way I want to in the spirit of rebellion, same as Mr. Connolly over here.
What?
Yeah.
Job done.
Now,
so go into the second.
We're in this
second
kind
half.
of French vodka bar music.
What number are you again?
I am
3.
number 1.
Number 3.
So,
right, okay.
It's weird being not in my own seat. I'd probably do a better job if I was in my own, but he's got a nicer chair.
Well,
it's a fucking nice chair, man.
I'm going to crack this second half right open and go straight into some social media bullshit.
Any comments? Anyone in?
Huh?
Anyone commenting
I
in?
have got comments though. Frank's sent me quite a message there in the
He
comment
always writes a
board
good
about the topic at hand. But he's also had reports of buses of Antifa and BLM with police escorts being driven to the Capitol building.
Which has happened nearly every time on one of these protests. But before we go into that,
yes,
you can get us on Facebook, Spotify, Podbean after the fucking show. You can text or WhatsApp into 085 2727212. You can also find us on 12 Dominic Street.
Bring pizza.
For 1 week.
Bring fucking stuff. I don't care what it is, I just want it. Bring me mass.
They'll rave up with the Eucharist, yeah, don't worry.
I hear he's hankering for a Louis Vuitton handbag.
I hear Mr.
full of whey protein.
I hear Mr. Conlon these days is in the business of getting some pulverized silver.
Ooh.
He's prepping. He's going to see some young one scantily clad during the apocalypse. He's going to shake that bag of pulverized silver.
I thought he was going to make silver colloidal for the fucking antimicrobial activity.
Oh, I can do that.
Sorry.
Not everything is in a pharmaceutical lab these days.
Yes,
I don't
it
like looking
is.
at you with the side eye. I like being able to look at you from across the way.
No, it's all side eye from here on in, by.
Oh. Anyway.
Oh, you're going to make it with not Bullock or am I?
Will you give us an old listen to what Mr. Durkin had to say?
Right. Okay. So give me a second.
Because this dude, man, he's my kind of people. He just loves to just know.
Right, well, it's probably a good way to start this section. So, oh yeah, we had one from Gary Gallagher. My final words when I die will be delete my internet history.
Oh, amazing.
Sage advice.
I think we should print it and put it on his headstone.
Great.
Just the open search bar with P is the only letter in the top of the search bar. And the first result is pudding for beginners.
Hole in one, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Well,
you can't if you're putting.
Depends if you're just doing a little bit of putting green shit.
Ah, a little crazy golf.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, right, Frank. text into us, and he said, given the topic of the evening, can I start the ball rolling with this? Definition of a vaccine. A substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one or several diseases prepared from the causative agent of a disease. Its products or synthetic substitute treated to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. Pfizer tells you that this injection does not stop you getting COVID. It doesn't stop you spreading it. What it does is reduce the severity of the symptoms if you get it. But they don't tell you by how much or what they're gauging this against. Given these clear definitions, this is not a vaccine. The question that remains are, what is it? What is in it? And what's its real purpose?
Right.
We're going to get to some of that later on.
We'll get to some of that later on. We have the man with the facts here. All I'll say to that statement is, it's, by the sounds of it, it's not a vaccine, but if it reduces the symptoms in people, hell yeah, because it's the symptoms that kill you.
No, it is. It is. Like, the severity of it is the main problem with this, because, like, there's 4 common types of coronavirus that generally give us common colds and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all fairly mild, you know. You can even go to work with them, like. But this one in particular is really fucked up, like the inflammation of the lungs and
blisters in the mouth,
yeah,
loss of sense of smell, damage to the sinonasal cavity,
damage to your heart and everything. Like,
even they reckon if you do survive it and get through it, it can knock a bit off your lifespan.
Yeah. So anything that can kind of like avoid those things is good.
Well,
cheers,
so
bud.
you think. How nice of you to grace us with your presence.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the THC to kick in. Just waiting for that final.
So, like, I'll explain what I went off and I went kind of fishing for some information, some high quality information. And basically, the World Health Organization, regardless what you think about them, are producing a fucking data set twice weekly on a Tuesday and on a Thursday.
Same as us.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, they're in a different time zone, so their 5 p.m. doesn't come out in time for me to download before the show. So I have Tuesdays.
Oh, it should.
I don't know.
Like an hour before we start, I think.
Oh, I might be in a little bit sooner than that. I'll wait next week. I'll look up which time zone they're sending it from.
We'll figure
you prematurely blew your load.
Well, not the first time.
There was actually just before the break. Sorry for getting off the topic here, but there was a bit of was it just me, or was there a bit of sexual tension during the break between you two?
Yeah, there was.
Oh yeah,
there's sexual tension between me and everybody because I am sexy.
Because even though
no, you're just a fucking animal.
Genuinely, I was paying no attention to you guys.
You just paid attention to us.
All I heard was something about sex, and I'm going, what are they talking about?
Yeah, because the first show where you're not here and it's going to be just me and Pierce raw dogging each other live for 3 hours.
I mean, like,
Bent
you
over
have
table.
that angle, you have that table, it needs doing.
So who's the giver, who's the taker?
Oh, both. We're going to swap every hour, half an hour each.
Oh, I forgot you like bum play.
Thanks for telling the world. I like a lot
Welcome
of
to Supernatural Dogshit, where you will have no secrets.
But the thing is, I like a lot of stuff, and I like a lot of stuff that's worse than book play. So
we leave that till the third
half.
Yeah. So you guys continue with your. Because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry,
Basically,
I showed you this printing, but it was printing upside down, so you couldn't see what the fuck I was at.
Yes.
Basically, bring Aiden up to speed, and anybody who's just tuned in after our lovely ad break. Frank Durkin had a beautiful, lovely, loaded with fucking razor sharp bullets comment, and Ed read it out, and now he's answering it.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to answer it in part.
Or Troy.
Yeah, because like he raised some very good concerns in it and mentioned some of the limitations of our current knowledge set, and you know that's valid. We do have limits on what we know, but what the World Health Organization produced on Tuesday was that currently there's 63 vaccines in clinical development. That means they're at the trial stage, and there's a further 172 vaccines in the preclinical, in like the lab on the bench stage, which means that there's like 235 vaccines in development in total for one condition.
So what you're saying is we have to get in on the vaccine game.
Oh man, it's fairly loaded. You want some experience first?
No, we just have that. What's the thing you give somebody when it's nothing? It's a
placebo.
Go sell us placebo, man.
But dude, you know, it's all very impressive, and I don't mean this in an insulting way whatsoever. But it's all very impressive having all of these stats. And what does it mean for the general public?
Well,
what does all of this mean to make us feel better?
It means that there's a huge amount of work going into getting life back to normal because everyone wants the pubs back.
They want their lives back, not just the pubs.
No, they want their livelihoods, they want their normality, they want their social interaction. I just use that as a cliche because generally if you go to the pub, the childminder's in and you're meeting people, so it all wraps up into a nice little ball.
Yeah, it's just the way society's supposed to flow.
Yeah.
But this lockdown's different for me because this is the first one now where I feel my mental health is really taking
I'm fucking sick of it, man.
I've been kicking the
up
can down the road since it started. And now I'm like, right. So now I'm wearing my mask everywhere I go. I'm sanitizing my hands, keeping my distance from people. I'm actually just following the rules this time.
But that's really, really good because we've that new strain in that's like 70% more infectious. Yeah. It's not more virulent.
And we knew it was coming from the start because the virus mutate within their hosts.
Yeah.
Well, I was actually told 2 days ago that my aunt and uncle both have COVID.
How are they? They're
fine. They're fine. They're just small symptoms like just runny nose and stuff like that.
Cool.
But then I was also told today that a family member, which I can't say on air, but you guys know this person, was tested positive.
Well, and how are they feeling?
They're locked away in the bedroom and feeling fine.
Is it a problem?
No. It's not. No, I see where you're going with that, but no, it's not. No, it's not a problem. I know where you're going with that. No, you do know him. You've met him, I think, once before.
Yes.
But instead of dancing around this, because the listeners are going, what the hell is he talking about? But yes, he has COVID, but he seems to be fine.
He got the vid.
And the kids have to be tested now. His wife was tested, and she came back negative.
Happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you come back negative if you're living in the house?
Because it's not
sleeping in the same bed.
It's not guaranteed to pass. It depends on the individual. But
no. Listen, if one particle gets into your nasal cavity, there's immune responses within your nasal cavity to deal with invaders, right?
Yeah, this is why we've snot.
And there's different levels, like even
this is why you don't eat your snot.
Stomach acid.
No, eating your snot can be good in times because eating your snot can improve your immune system.
Yeah, because you're taking all those trapped things and you're slowly introducing them to your system. It can.
That's like eating dirt.
Seriously,
eating dirt's
stop.
good.
There's the one thing I don't like is snot.
Don't eat dirt.
Your bodies have all these immunodefenses. Like, so you could be around somebody who's littering the place with COVID particles, but your body has got such a good immune system that's so in tune with you. It's kicking that shit before it can get in at you. It just takes one little doozy to get in there.
Yeah, it's about like a virus getting in, infecting a cell, hijacking that mechanism, replicating to the point that the viral load overcomes your natural body's immune system, and that's when you have an active infection.
And is there a chance that the virus can actually die before it gets to carry out all of this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Can it be in your bloodstream and die before it gets to attach to a cell?
Yeah. It's
See, what happens is
even in the bubonic plague, like the Black Death, people survived from it. Because they had some sort of natural immunity.
Well, let me ask you a question. This is a little bit off the topic, but with HIV and Corona. So as far as I know, when HIV, if you take a syringe...
They're very different things because HIV is a retrovirus. It actually goes into your DNA and self-replicate.
This is what I'm going to ask you. So when you take out... Let's say I had HIV and I took a syringe and took it out of me. And somebody once told me, and I don't know whether this is true, but if you spray that blood all over the table, it's moments before the HIV dies.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't like being outside the human body.
Yeah, it has a very, very short lifespan.
So it's the same can be said for COVID.
No, COVID
survives on surfaces.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm asking. Why? What is that?
It's like the difference between freeze-dried food and fresh food. It's still the same, got the same content and works the same way. Just one can survive a different
Someone
environment.
has a better preservative.
Kinda, like it's just like
it's how they make
viruses.
They look.
Viruses.
Adapt to environment.
Well, no, they're a specific type of thing. Like they're not considered live or dead, so that's why I can't describe them as a type of life or whatever. But they're a particular thing, and they come in a variation of forms, and different forms will survive better in different things, or will be more lethal, or will be more contagious, and do all these different things. Like it's like saying.
But how complicated is it?
Very super complicated.
But considering the day and age that we're in, and the computational skills that computers have now. How is it not a case that we just go, okay, this coronavirus, we put in this and it gives us the antidote? Why can't we do that?
Because you have to map every kind of type of human genome and you have to work everything out down to like crazy RNA and DNA levels.
But like after you sequence it, you then have you can make your vaccine. There's so many here in development, but then you have the actual logistics and supply chain issues of creating the vaccine. Do you know, like?
Yeah, but why is it not as simple as giving this job to a computer to do? Because if it's all about mapping, computers can do that very well.
No, we have it well mapped. We have it well sequenced. That's been done since, I think, March was when it was first sequenced.
So how do you kill a virus?
You don't, because viruses aren't living. Viruses can't...
You eradicate. So you take away its food supply, basically, is it?
You basically don't let it get a grip.
You don't take away the host.
It's like viruses are kind of like a zombie thing. Do you know, they're not living, but they'll take your life.
Okay. So parasite.
Yeah.
So you think there's three things. There's like parasites, there's bacterial infections and viral infections. To be three like main foreign things coming into your body and fucking up, and they all work in different ways. And just because it's a virus doesn't mean all viruses work the same.
But here's the thing. So let's say with the coronavirus, let's say I had it and I coughed up the particles all over the table.
Yeah.
What are they saying the lifespan is here on the table?
Up to
2 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So, and what is it that kills it? Because can we not find out what's out here that kills it? And
IPA and bleach.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Do you remember like when Trump was saying inject bleach?
Oh yeah, no, but let's say.
But no, but like bleach will kill it on surface.
Yeah, but let's say we're not doing anything. We just leave it there. How long will it last?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. So
sorry, not that it'll be viable. For 2 weeks.
It has the potential for 2 weeks, but it'll depend on the surface and the general conditions in the room and stuff.
And because it literally has nothing to feed off.
Yeah, but there's like smallpox and what's the other fucking stuff? Anthrax on frozen dead deer in Siberia, and when it thaws out, it releases anthrax back in the air. And that's been dormant for fucking millions of years. Like, really dangerous.
Well,
stuff.
that's what the the permafrost that's in the ground.
Yeah, there's 51 different plagues apparently
being contained
that they know are an imminent threat, and then there's like hundreds more that they know about are there.
Yeah.
I'd say
that's
earlier,
ice core drilling you don't want to be doing.
No, it's not. Earlier we were talking about science killing us first. Maybe it's going to be something bacterial, something viral.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's like that George Carlin thing. Like this planet's just going to shake us off like a bad set of fleas.
No.
Like,
and it'll be fine.
What do you have after humans? What's the only evidence of humans? Plastic. That's the only thing that wasn't here before we rocked up.
Toothbrushes and flip-flops.
And Coca-Cola bottles. Bottom of the ocean.
Can you imagine like aliens coming to Earth and investigating?
And seeing hermit crabs and Coca-Cola
Well, they have
bottles.
done. They have done.
Oh, would you stop?
And I guarantee they came to the same conclusion I came to.
Get out of here.
Get out of here before they fucking kill us and try and fucking do weird shit with us. These people are fucking bananas.
Well, we are animals.
But no, but what's the first thing you think of when, we captured an alien? Dissect it. So they don't want to come down here if they're going to get dissected.
Have you seen the people calling for Area 51 to be stormed again because Capital was gotten so easy?
Just know those anti-air miniguns. Do you ever see anti-air miniguns?
Yeah.
They go.
Yeah.
Imagine them just pointing into a crowd of people.
And just legs standing there afterwards.
I'd say the guys who operate those guns are going to be super disappointed. It's like 45 seconds and it's over.
Best 45 seconds of their lives.
Yeah.
And what size are those rounds?
50 cal. They're 20mm rounds. Depleted uranium.
They'll blow a hole in your chest.
Yeah, like they'll pop.
Yeah. No, your body would just go bang. You'd explode.
They go straight through an engine block, like.
Yeah. Force of it passing by your head would blow your head to pieces.
You know, I'm doing an experiment, by the way.
What's your experiment?
But should I tell you?
How many toy cars can I fit with my ass?
No. No.
How long can you keep me away from my pages?
No, how long can I? I'm trying to distract you from the conversation before you pull it back.
Before I pull
you haven't done it yet.
Oh, we can go far away.
We haven't done it yet.
We can go far away.
At this point,
on track?
I think that's a hint.
At this point, I would normally say, "All right, lads, back over to the topic."
No. Did you know that there's a 9th planet coming in on a crazy elliptical orbit? Remember in 2012, Nibiru, Planet X? Yeah, it's actually a real thing, and it's coming into its long orbit. It's like a 1,500-year elliptical orbit.
It's not coming into collision.
No, it's coming into our...
Oh, it's fine.
We'll be able to see it again, will we?
We'll see it for about 3 months.
Deadly.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet, really?
Yeah.
Like naked eye?
No. Oh, yeah, naked eye, but like... You'd be very disappointed because you like to see things big. You'd have to.
I do, yes.
A telescope. You did it!
It's the most unimpressive fucking photograph I've ever seen.
You know what the most impressive thing is?
What?
Is when you're driving and you see the moon all massive and you're like...
and you're like...
Take a picture of it on your phone.
And shit on the phone.
When you pull over, of course.
What?
I was trying to explain to somebody the other night why the moon looks bigger sometimes than You know, sometimes
Sometimes
it looks
not,
small.
yeah.
Sometimes it looks massive. And I was trying to explain because it's something to do with the curvature of the Earth and the gases that are in the atmosphere and
bollocks, yeah.
some combination of that makes it. Am I right or wrong?
The Earth's spinning on its axis like that, but its axis tilts like that every year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when it's like that, the moon's in the same location, but like imagine like my hand's halfway around the Earth. So as that tilts, the position the moon's perceived from changes.
Yeah, but that tilts over how long?
Oh, it's
Over the
small,
course of the year.
Over the course
Exactly.
of the year. It's like 5
So, but
degrees.
tonight we could have a small moon, and tomorrow night we'd have a massive moon.
Yeah, no, the thing he's talking about, it's a phenomenon where for a couple of hours in the night, the moon will appear to be huge in the
Like
sky.
fucking, like the size of the Earth.
But like you'll have that when the moon's rising as well, and then when it gets to its highest point, if it's always really small.
Yeah. But it's something to do with the way we see it through our atmosphere.
Well, I did ask somebody a question about the
Like a
moon,
lens.
and they couldn't answer the question. And it was Daniela Lindsay. Yes, Miss Lindsay, I'm calling you out on air. I said,
I actually know. I know like an fucking.
Oh, please tell me you know some-
astrophysicist. I know.
Bring him in.
No, it's a girl. It's a girl.
Bring her
it's
in.
a lady. It's a lady.
Bring that lady in.
Yeah, I
bring
will.
them in.
She's gone to.
Bring she or
she
sure.
She has gone to Germany to follow her dreams.
balls.
But she does a really, really cool talk on binary sun systems.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll get in touch and just
Please
see.
do, yeah. Do.
Yeah.
But actually, no, just before we do, this Daniela Lindsay thing. Fuck, now my brain just went blank.
It's about the moon.
Oh, fuck, it was something about the moon.
You asked her and she didn't know or some shit.
Fuck it, back to the topic.
Yeah. So anyway, right? Vaccines. There are basically 4 different types, right? And you can have live attenuated, inactivated, a subunit, or DNA RNA based, and nucleic acid based. So in in a live attenuated virus, it's basically a harmless version of the real thing.
Is that like horse tetanus and stuff like
you're
that?
kind of like dummy bullets. Do
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, but, you know, they can still go bad. Like, that's why you had, like, a massive outbreak of polio in Africa from a live attenuated virus from a bad batch that wasn't really made harmless enough and caused the largest outbreak of polio
God.
in... Yeah, I know, like...
And there are not many iron lungs knocking around Africa.
No. Probably more than there is over in the Western world, though. Because they all got sold over there.
Are you serious?
Well, they're outdated technology.
I suppose.
There is still people in them.
Yeah. Not many, though.
Yeah, there's a
Hyperbaric
hyperbaric chamber.
chamber,
Yeah.
It does the breathing.
The
for
iron
you.
lung.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a sad existence just to be ahead.
Yeah, but it's its existence.
Yeah. To be fair, like, fucking... Yeah, it's... I don't know, like, it's nice to be able to interact with the world and see things change anyway, like...
What, the ceiling?
No, they'd be well entertained.
They'd be entertained now anyway.
I don't know. Look how bored we can get in our lives.
Yeah, but it's subjective.
Yeah, we're all
to your
here
experience, like.
fucking twice a week.
You make the most of it.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind this content here just out of pure boredom.
But it's lovely to see him,
True
though.
or false, you're
Lovely to see
bored
him.
off your head.
Huh?
You're bored off your head.
No.
He said it to me last night.
No, I was sick of the poor
He's like, I'm
content,
so
the low
bored.
quality.
No, you said
And then
I'm
you
so bored.
decided to come on and not add to it.
I'm going to grab this conversation back to where I was.
Please do.
It's live attenuated. Off you go.
So there's live attenuated, then there's an activated, which is where a virus or germ is introduced that can't replicate. So you only get whatever's in the shot, and then your body has to respond to that, and you get your immune system. Then there's the subunit ones, where you're given a little bit of the thing, but not a whole lot of it, like not a whole of it, so that you can't get sick from it, but a bit so your body will recognize it in the future. And then you have DNA and RNA ones, which give your body instructions on how to make a specific part of it, so then your body can have an immune.
antigens.
Yeah, and oftentimes they'll have a little additive in it, called an adjuvant. This isn't what I mainly did, so I'm having to read my notes.
But the basics of it is that the way it all reacts with the way your immune response works,
It's
which
all
is
about giving yourself the antibodies.
so. Is it your white blood cells?
Yeah, they're your antibodies.
They can't interact with these until is it a lymphocyte or
Yeah.
attaches to it, feels it out, and creates the heads for the antigens to attach to it so the white blood cells can dissolve it.
Yes, then your T cells come in like.
Then
Yeah.
T lymphocytes. Yes. They're the little nodes it attaches to the virus that your body creates that can attach to it so that it can be dissolved by a white blood cell.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also don't forget plain English.
That I was trying to use. That's as plain as you can get it, isn't it?
Yeah,
plain. Like there's listeners who are going, what?
All right, okay. Virus. Right.
So,
think of it this way. I have a best way. You know the blocks kids play with, and you put a circle block, a star block, a square block, and a triangle block. Your white blood cell is that block. And what your body is doing with immune response is getting the invader, the coronavirus, and making it the shape to fit the cell. So it attaches stuff to it to make it a shape so that it can fit in the slot.
It's kind of like...
That's as dumbed down as I can do.
Would make sense.
Yeah, it's basically if you have a block of Lego and your body can't recognize that block of Lego as a block of Lego until it puts its own little piece on it. And then it can kind of go, oh, feck, we have to go after that bit. And as soon as that happens, then that's grand. So we try to give it that little bit that its own Lego will click onto so that it can recognize it in the future without having to deal with the whole big mess.
And then there's some inherited immunity and non-inherited immunity, isn't there?
Yeah, there is,
Because your body remembers the recipe to make those antigens.
Yeah.
And it's stored in your RNA.
It's stored within fucking...
Is it your RNA is the immediate kind of storage for it?
Yeah.
And then you can pass that on with certain things. There's some you can't have passed on inherited immunity from, isn't there?
Yeah, like measles and stuff.
Yeah, that's why we all have to get the MMR real young.
Yeah.
And is MMR an attenuated?
No.
What's MMR?
It's
3 in 1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3 in 1, but there are like a few different types of it. There was something that came up about this recently. I think it is one of the ones in the MMR, and it might be mumps, where some doctor's fucking daughter got it, and he kind of went, well, fuck this, and basically kind of swabbed her throat, grew it in a petri dish, started making the vaccine, and that vaccine is still used to this day.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, can I just say, from a technical point of view,
yeah,
that's all wonderful, but it means nothing to the people.
All I'll say about these mRNA vaccines is they're harmless to us.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're very harmless.
But here's the thing: I was going to ask this question. I know you guys are going to disagree with me fucking straight away. But what I'm thinking is for the greater good. I think vaccines should be mandatory.
Nothing should be mandatory.
No, I think it should be mandatory. Absolutely. Nope. It's for the greater good. When have we not all...
look at all the shit that gets done for the greater good.
No,
that never
like,
fucking amounts
like
to
one issue
sometimes. HPV vaccine.
One issue with...
Going to war.
One issue with mandatory vaccines is that it goes against the... it goes against the Nuremberg Code, and following on from that, I think it was the Helsinki Principle.
Rights.
And basically, those are two sets of ethics within medicine.
That's fine, and I know it goes against them. But we can simply remove that.
Yeah, but then you're in China. It's
Okay.
like, right, well, we don't care about international human rights laws. We're doing this.
Yeah. For the greater
good. And you look at China, it's about the greater good.
Yeah, do you see the lads getting bagged and tagged because they had COVID or they had a temperature in China?
No.
Like literally a lad walking down the street and he was known someone that had a high temperature and shouldn't be out. And you see a black van pulling up lads in the full NBC suit, hopping them into a car and driving off.
For his own good.
Yeah, but
for society's own good. China's all about the greater good.
This is a strange comparison. But let's say there was a meteor coming for Earth.
There always is.
Let's say we could divert said meteor if every single human, and it took every one of us, every adult, to just stand there and go and blow it away.
Not a chance that's going to happen.
No, stupid thing. Yeah, but that's the thing.
Not a chance that's going to happen.
But should people be forced to do it for the greater good?
You can't.
It's like
a simple suggestion of taking a damn vaccine, which, come off it, it's not going to give you autism.
Yeah, but what if you turn around,
not.
right?
Vaccines do not cause autism. Thanks for bringing that up, by the way.
If you come around 3 years later and they say, right, for your own good, we have to RFID chip you so we know where you are at all times to make sure you're not a terrorist for the greater good.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. What's wrong with transparency? What is wrong with transparency?
Because transparency works both ways.
The other side of it is, we only need about a 70% inoculation rate in order for it to be good, you know? So we don't...
So
we
what
don't
happened?
need everyone.
But what happened if tomorrow
we need a
morning,
good A.
10% of Ireland only took the vaccine?
It'd be great for them.
It'd be great for them.
10%.
It'd be great for them.
So the rest of the country have to fucking suffer.
No, they have to suffer. It's their choice, their bodily autonomy as a human being.
Yeah.
They have the right to bodily autonomy. You can't tell me what I have to do with my body.
Take a simple injection.
No, but like you don't. I don't have to do it.
No, you clearly. I understand you don't have to do it, but for the greater damn good, it should be mandatory that you get these things. You can't go to certain countries. You can't fly to Taiwan without getting your jabs.
But it's mandatory to pay the TV license.
Okay.
I don't agree with that, and I don't do it.
But you've seen the
greater good is people dying here.
Yeah, but it's a greater good argument.
Have any of you seen like the court cases that have happened in Ireland and elsewhere because of religious ideas interacting with medical healthcare, like blood transfusions?
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
do you know, and that is a case where the state intervened for the individual's benefit. Like, so like there is.
We're talking about Sunita Halapanava.
No, because she was failed by the state.
She was failed,
yeah, she was, yeah. That's why I'm getting confused.
No, I'm talking about Jehovah's Witnesses.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, where that, like, you know, a kid will be denied a life-saving operation because they wouldn't allow they wouldn't be okay with it.
But they have plasma now, anyway, haven't they?
It doesn't matter, like, they still, I think they're still against it. Because it's
no, Jehovah's Witnesses are up for plasma.
Are they?
Yeah, they're cool for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're okay with that.
Frank has interjected now. He said RNA injection, not a vaccine. They're not harmless. They can alter RNA or DNA by definition.
Yes, but it's the way it interacts, and it sounds scarier than it is.
Yeah.
An RNA vaccine is just showing...
Like, it's messenger RNA, right? Yeah. So messenger RNA interacts with proteins outside the cell nucleus and causes it causes the translation into a protein. That's what it does.
It doesn't mutate.
No. Like it literally, like a little kind of you have your RNA floating along, and a protein jumps onto it and starts basically spitting out the amino acids that then
kind of bind it.
Yeah, no. Like it starts spitting out its own amino acids, and they fucking just twist and turn and form into the protein because the protein is just made up of a long string of amino acids, and then that's formed and it goes on its way. That RNA, like it has they're really unstable. Like they'll break down so easily. Like that's why we can't give vaccines orally, because they wouldn't survive in our stomach. Mm-hmm. Like our stomach acid
has to go into the bloodstream.
Yeah.
Frank's got back and he says, no choice, take this experimental we are all calling a vaccine. This experiment we are all calling a vaccine to fool people. No fucking way.
Okay, so what?
To fool people into what, though?
Yeah, into what? That's the problem. What are we being fooled into?
Yeah, but the thing is here...
control? Is that the conspiracy?
I don't know, but nobody in their right mind at the minute trusts the government or the media.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
No one.
Public minds
bullshit.
Don't trust
No, they don't.
Bullshit.
You can't.
Good example.
Right. The vast majority of conspiracy theorists are middle-class people. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Because they can afford
a conspiracy theorist.
Sorry?
Everyone's a conspiracy theorist.
No.
Everyone is. In some degree or another, everyone is.
In some degree, but that's just being pedantic and that's playing with it. What I'm saying is the vast majority of people who are into conspiracies are
like how
middle class engineers, pilots, blah blah blah. Once it gets to
it's
doctors
like how
and scientists,
measles outbreaks are rising amongst the middle class in America. They're like the highest group to have measles
because they were the biggest group of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah, exactly. And just to bring background to the anti-vaxxer thing, your man Andrew Wakefield,
that idiot
has no medical background.
He passed his medical exams and did actually qualify as a doctor.
Yeah, but he's not. He wrote that paper.
He didn't get his license revoked.
He has his license revoked, and the only fucking reason he even still has the title of doctor to be able to use is that, and I think he went to Harvard, because they looked at it real hard and went, "Oh no, we really want to get this back off him." Like,
can we just explain who this person is?
Andrew Wakefield produced a paper in the mid-90s stating that vaccines cause autism. Particularly, I think it was the MMR.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on to Oprah and she ran with it.
Yeah, and it just kind of gained traction. Except the paper was retracted, debunked, and there have been there's been more work into disproving that one paper.
So it's like the Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It was just a doozy that got into the wrong fucking arena.
Yeah.
Too soon.
But I think where I'd be kind of suspicious of is the fact that the Irish government as we were saying now, people don't trust the government, whatever. But the Irish government have come out and said, "Oh, we're going to back this. It doesn't matter if it fucks people up. We're backing this."
But you have to remember, they've all the look at the impact Pfizer has economically on the Irish economy.
Oh yeah, they're around your skiddy. I mean,
they have massive say.
The point that I was trying to get at earlier was...
Look at the impact COVID's having on the Irish economy and
as
people's
well,
lives.
yes, yeah.
The point I was trying to get at with the middle class stuff was that you look at scientists, doctors, all these
by the way,
higher educated people.
Can I just finish off about Wakefield? I just really want to explain
sorry,
why
go
he
on.
still has that title. Harvard looked through all the rule books, tore everything apart, and basically went, the fucker passed his exams, we can't take it off him. Yeah. That's the only reason he still has it. And there's been a couple of investigations through their things to try and remove that, trying to strip him of all honours, basically, you know?
Well, his name is attached to bullshit, so everybody knows that at this
and
stage.
to fucking miracle medical solutions,
but the problem,
which is fucking bleach that's given to children to drink and stuff like this to cure them of autism.
Yeah, my problem is autism is such a sensitive subject because
everybody's on the fucking spectrum.
No,
it's a spectrum for a reason.
It's a spectrum for a reason, but there
are two types of it.
It's the poor parents that have to deal with it day in, day out.
And my sister.
Yeah, but it doesn't make their lives any easier to blame anybody or to find out where it came from. Vaccines are very essential to the betterment of the human race and survival of our race on this planet.
This is what I'm trying to get at with the middle class. This is what I'm trying to get at. You will notice that the doctors and that, they will get their kids inoculated and vaccinated. But it's the middle class who don't. The lower class, the really uneducated, they just go, oh, I'll just get the vaccine. Doctors know what they're talking about, so they get the vaccine. It's these assholes in the middle who think they know better than everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who are going, no, that's going to cause autism, that's this, that.
And they've the loudest voice because they're the biggest consumer group.
And they're cunts.
Yeah, so when we're looking at not being able to trust the government, we've trusted them we do have to trust them in some way.
Yeah, I'll trust them in some ways, but I'm just saying...
They have broken our trust in different areas.
If I see the vaccine working, I'll take it. But I ain't going to be an early adopter.
That's cool, you can follow me, so.
No, okay.
Why not follow a scientific trend that is going to be for the betterment of all mankind? A scientific trend, factual.
Because I have the free will to do it. I have so
come here, right?
I do understand some of the basics of how it works.
Which part of the particular vaccine on offer at the moment doesn't suit you? Because I can go through the menu here and see if there's one that might suit you better.
I don't want any unnecessary injections. I don't take the flu vaccine every year.
Fair enough, because that's not the same.
Yeah.
But like MMR, did you take it?
Yes.
Did you give it to your kids?
Yes.
Cool.
Of course.
So then you are like, you know what I mean?
Of course.
We just
BCGs as well. My kids
we just need to find the right strain, man. We just need to find the right strain.
But I did look, Gary
my
Gallagher's
cats
here.
are booked in for their jabs.
Exactly.
I am pro-vax. I'm just saying, with this particular vaccine, I'll just wait and see.
Yeah, I'd be in agreement with that myself. But Gary's here. He's
17% of the vaccines in development are a single injection. That's it.
No double doses.
No double doses. No nothing. They're one shot. You know.
All I'm saying is, I'm just going to wait. I have a pretty good immune response. I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty sure I had COVID last year.
Stay the fuck away from me.
Question about COVID and the
vaccine.
Thank you very much. If a person is vaccinated against it, can I still be a carrier and then give that to somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you've been... See, the thing is, it's about exposure.
And you can get it twice.
The worst deaths, the worst infections all come from hospital staff because they're surrounded by it. And it's like I said, you get one particle in here and your body's able to keep them at bay, but they're getting fucking bombarded. And it can get in real fast, multiply really fast within them, and they get an out-of-control infection which can kill them or really leave them with debilitating after effects.
The reason why I'm asking this is because if I get the vaccine, I promise you it's not too... I thought, in my stupid head, that if I was vaccinated against it, that I couldn't be a carrier and give it to somebody else.
No,
that's the only reason why I was getting vaccine, because I didn't want to give it to somebody else.
It will help with that. It will help with that.
Will it?
Yeah, because the thing is...
Because I'd rather not hear misinformation about this.
No, but see... there's like basic black and whites, but then there's the fact that you could have it...
There's still a lot unknown about this.
And they don't know if your body will keep its immune response to COVID. Like, will it become an inherited kind of
because
memory within
because
your.
it's so related to the common cold.
Yeah.
But is this not a case of like antibiotics that the way we throw out the antibiotics?
No,
at the
antibiotics
end?
just attack
Do
bacteria.
you know when
Well,
we throw?
you should always finish your course of antibiotics.
Yes,
like antibiotic
that's-
resistance is a massive issue as well.
Apparently, because we've been
because
so
we're half-arsed with it.
we just medicate everybody with antibiotics these days.
Well, they
that
go in and
apparently,
demand it.
Super viruses,
Superbugs, they're like
are coming about because of people not finishing the antibiotics.
But then they always say that
So,
the
have you
flu is a
seen-
virus. You can't take antibiotics for a flu, but you can for a cold.
Yeah.
yes. What does that even mean?
Because they
It's
work
different.
differently.
One's an infection, one's a virus.
No,
Yeah.
they're both infections, but it's how they're working on your body. It's how they act on you.
One is bacterial and one is viral.
Yeah.
You can't
Aye,
take an
that's
antibac.
Like
for
if you get
a virus,
strep throat,
because
that's the
it's antibac.
streptococcus bacteria multiplying in your throat lining.
Yeah, so see, like I have an elderly grandmother. I have my mother and father. I don't want to pass that on to them.
Absolutely.
So if I was able to take an injection and take the vaccine, and I was then immune to even passing it on to them, then I would see a much better point in me taking it.
You could be immune to passing it on to them, right? But somebody could have sneezed COVID on the door handle. You touched it. The COVID particles are on your skin, and then you're touching.
Like the precautions can't go away until we have this fully under
So
control.
we do need about 70 to 80% vaccinated in this country for it to work.
And that's
Yeah.
why I said to you, mark my words, 2025 before you see the arse end of this.
Well, no, because like even with the fucking Spanish flu and all that, like that only lasted about 4 or 5 years.
That's what I said, 2025.
Or-
that was without any great vaccine program. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
without the medical standards we have now.
Here's
Exactly.
here's the thing for you though. Let's
people
say
still wore masks.
you're saying 2025. Now, when I was saying mandatory vaccines, that would speed up that process. That we wouldn't be in 2025 dealing
It'd
with this.
still be
It would also
It'd
speed
be
up the process of stripping
2022.
citizens of their birthrights and their natural
And
rights,
you're able to
human
go out and
rights.
work, you're able to open your business back up, you're able to be a free human being and not pass on a deadly disease to somebody else.
But it-
Because we said so and made you.
yes, that's fine, I'm okay with that.
I'm not okay
I'm
with that
okay
last
with that.
one.
I'm okay with that.
I'd much rather fucking people just
did it.
Volunteer.
yeah for their own fucking
It would be
good and for everyone
amazing.
else's.
But what if they didn't?
Look,
That's
time-
their choice.
Would you send your child into school with a known COVID kid?
If my child was vaccinated and
They weren't. Your kid was.
my kid was, in you
Would
go.
you take the chance?
Yes, I would.
I wouldn't take the chance. No, not with
Well,
my
maybe
child.
people need to change their fucking attitudes and stop sending kids they know are sick into fucking school.
Yeah.
And stop going into work sick. Because we've all done it.
But
I
see, now the
remember going
problem
into
is
work
they're,
with a
they're,
cold.
they're tippy-toeing and making
Wouldn't do it now.
stupid fucking rules up about this as they go along.
Yes.
Because they're changing every day. It makes no sense because
But
here's
it's
the
a
thing.
dynamic situation.
We,
Because, like,
know,
look, the
we
best-
all know
the
it
best
takes
thing-
one carrier.
The best thing to make this go away is absolutely everyone isolate themselves
Yes.
for a couple of weeks.
I said at the
fucking
start.
learn to make
Yeah.
a few dinners,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone just stays the fuck away from everyone else, and it goes away like it did in New Zealand.
You start-
they had
They
stadiums
declared-
full and festivals on.
Yes.
They are living normally
On
because
Tuesday,
they did the right fucking thing.
On Tuesday,
Yeah.
they declared themselves COVID free.
Yeah.
Right. But they did
Meanwhile,
one
tonight
thing
we have
never
1,000
did.
people in Irish hospitals with COVID.
Yeah.
We have 6,400 odd cases.
We've a
announced
ward
today.
in we've a ward in fucking Cork closed down because 100 staff members have COVID.
Yeah.
Because that's the risk they put themselves into. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're in an age where 20-year-old nurses and 20-year-old teachers in the UK are writing wills because it's better done than not.
Yeah.
That's a disgusting
do
situation.
you know, I'm sorry, I'm not paying a blind bit of attention to what you guys are talking about now because I'm slightly getting irritated at you, Richie.
Why? Go ahead.
Because I think you're being very stupid about this.
How am I being stupid?
Because during the lockdown process,
Yes.
we have been all made do things mandatory
Yes.
to us to prevent a spread.
Yes, without violating our human rights.
Okay. How is it violating a human right to save life?
It's violating a human right to force them to take an injection because you're violating their bodily autonomy.
Okay, so
Yes.
you're putting
You have a
the
right to
single
refuse
person.
medical treatment.
You are putting the single
Unless you're section
before the
26.
greater good.
No.
Yes, you are.
No. You're putting.
No.
But the thing is, we all experience
We can't
this
have
reality
both.
as individuals.
Well, we can't have both.
You just don't.
Okay,
you have the right to say no.
If this wasn't COVID-19, let's say this was Ebola, some raging.
Oh, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Exactly.
No, because
exactly.
we'd be all dead.
Right,
No. Ebola spreads much less, has much less contagious, but is much more deadly.
Much more deadly.
Like 1 in 4 died from Ebola.
Yes.
And
but
what's the rates for COVID?
Like in a
1 in 100, 1 in 200, 1 in 300.
yeah, it's like
99.2% survival rate or something.
yeah, it's like it is very high, and it's much higher in places like Ireland and wherever where we've reasonable health
But
care.
Ebola
like,
is deadly.
Yeah, Ebola
So
is
here's the thing.
Ebola's game over.
So if Ebola landed in this country and we immediately locked down, and they said we have a vaccine for it, but if you walk outside your hall door, you're definitely going to get it. You're definitely going to die. Your kids are definitely going to die. You'd definitely take it, wouldn't you?
I don't know. Because the lockdown,
you would.
the lockdown measures would be preventing me from getting it.
Screw that. I'd start an online
The
organisation.
army are going to come around and inject everybody.
Oh, but then look, that's fucking straight up fucking horror movie fascism then.
That's fine with me because there's
You're all right with
there's
But
a
what's fine with you is not fine with me.
There's a prolonged period of peace thereafter if we could just negotiate the fact that this is a simple injection that is not going to harm anybody but will make everything better.
No,
humanity's always one good agreement away from peace. Like
yeah, but it'll alleviate fears. It'll do more for the social aspect of it, of course. But we don't know, does it work yet? It's a vaccine. Vaccines take long times to perfect.
No, bullshit. And the
technology in this
has
vaccine
changed.
No, the technology in this vaccine is
brand new, super
not
advanced.
Look, it's super advanced, but like the mechanism is well understood.
Yes, I
Do you know?
I understand that.
You can say that in like you're talking about okay, let's say if you're making a dinner, right, and you know to cook chicken. Cooking chicken doesn't really change. What you do to it can change, and you can be like, oh, is this going to taste good or not? But it's still going to be fucking cooked chicken, like.
Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. Just saying, to his point, you cannot force it upon people. People are at the point where they're scared.
Why? Because no. Here's the thing.
I know in my heart and soul more than 70% of the people in this country want that vaccine, and they're like, gimme.
This is going to sound strange, but you and I both know that Gaddafi wasn't that bad of a guy.
No, he wasn't.
Right? He was a good dictator.
Yeah.
And we all know that it takes an iron fist to rule.
It does, yeah.
So at some level, we do need to be dictated to for the greater good. At some level, of course you do.
Yeah, but if
Laws.
you look at
look at murder. You're not allowed to murder. That's mandatory.
Unless you join the right army.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So, somebody last
There is
week
free
said
will in that.
somebody said last week that your one-liners are amazing. Now and
he does. He just puts
those
flavor on
one.
things.
Yeah.
It's a squirt.
Where was I even going with that?
I don't know.
I've no idea.
But all I'm saying is, I know in my heart and soul, everybody wants this vaccine. They want something that works. They just want to get back to their normal lives.
I have heard people tell me that there's.
You just want boots on the street going
aborted
clunk,
feet.
clunk,
No,
clunk,
I've heard
clunk.
there's aborted
Jesus,
fetuses.
man, if it only lasted a couple of days, I'd be happy enough.
He's a right bootlicker, isn't he?
I heard that there was DNA from an aborted fetus in.
No, there's not, right?
No.
Yeah.
Exactly. These are all the things you're hearing.
No, like,
but no, Richie just said, I think everybody's happy to take the vaccine. No, they're not.
No, but I'd say
There's
more
a
than 70%.
No.
More than 70% will take it.
There's a
No, I don't
huge
think
difference
so.
between a cell line used to grow part of the supply chain for a vaccine and saying there's DNA from an aborted fetus. Like, look, that was the origin of one of the cell lines. There's many other cell lines, and there's many other ones being used.
It's even with stem cell research.
Exactly.
It's like they started using fetal stem cells, and what they found with fetal stem cells is they're fucking useless. They've been making their own, growing them out of your own bone marrow cells.
Much better.
Much better.
Because it's like an organ transplant.
Yeah.
The closer it is to you,
The better it
That's
works,
why, like,
more viable
sibling
it'll be,
transplants are always stronger. Like.
Yeah.
Frank Turkin did say this injection does not stop you getting or passing it on, and Pfizer clearly states this. So there's no protection from contagion.
Yeah, but it does reduce the fucking
Yeah,
severity.
it's all just reducing the numbers and the odds.
And like I said, if we all took it, then we wouldn't have to worry about passing it over to anybody else.
Yeah, but once you have it, why do you care? Like, if you have
people.
it, if you
Care
have
about
it,
others.
and the people you care
He's a
about have
softie.
it, why are you
Like
bothered?
kittens.
I care about the other people.
So you're going from the whole.
It's not about me.
Going to force
It's
it upon
about
you.
No,
it's for your own good.
Right. How can I put this to you? We've all seen it in the movies. The one guy that has to die for the greater good.
Again, it's the movies, man.
Well, I know, but we've all seen the
stop
movies.
going off the movies, man. They're all bullshit.
We've all seen that, and that's the thing that we aspire towards. That you think I would be able to do that for the greater good. I would give my life for humanity.
Would you jump on the grenade?
Yes.
Would you?
Oh,
Yes.
would you?
Absolutely.
That's built
Just so you
into
get a bit of
people.
sleep. And you'd find
yeah,
out,
exactly.
and it'd just fit into your grand master plan.
Hopefully.
That kind of suicidal bravery is built into people and does come out in people.
Oh, absolutely.
It does, right?
You've probably seen examples of it.
I may have in my line of work and stuff, but I'll tell you one thing is nobody wants to
I
die.
just thought about drinking cans in a ditch.
Nobody wants to die.
No, because your instincts kick in. But if you see when you see something wrong, I'm of the belief that I have to intervene.
Yeah, I'm the
now,
same.
I see something wrong in this scenario is that we have the answer to make this go away completely rather than having to worry about it until 2025, which is to just make it mandatory. It's for the greater good. And we all should be the sacrificial lambs. Every one of us.
Like simply put, if everyone stayed the fuck at home, stayed the fuck away from everyone else in the space of
a month.
Yeah.
Gone.
It would be gone. And that'll be it. It would be gone. And we bleach the fuck out of everything when we walk out of there.
And one thing that we have to do that we didn't do, and it'll never work unless we do it, is close the fucking airports and the borders.
Oh no, like everyone in the world stays at home.
Yeah.
Like a fucking month long, stay at home.
And it would have been done with.
And we changed the definition of an essential frontline worker. You work in a shop, you are not an essential frontline worker. You work in a shop. You have to work out your staff rota and find a way that shops work. Because I'm sick of walking into places where people that, I don't like walking around a shop where people are darting away from each other. We shouldn't be in that situation.
No, because if everyone stayed the fuck at home, it wouldn't be needed.
Yeah, like delis. Delis are not essential.
No, but I don't know, it'd be fucking amazing to see some proper world-class action where all the production companies went, fuck it, here's our full back catalogue. You have 1 month. Do you know, everyone
went free and premium.
Yeah, no, they did that.
It was
that
amazing.
was a real thing.
And every country that went back into a lockdown, they made it free again.
But you know, from the very start of this, I promise you, I've had so many rows about this fucking at this stage. I said
you have rows about everything because you're obnoxious, argumentative arsehole, and I love you for it.
But it's only because I'm trying to understand things.
Yeah,
that's it. It's actually not being obnoxious. It's just trying to understand. I think that you're tobacco. I don't have a clue. But I agreed with the lockdowns at the very start, but when I heard lockdown, I wanted a lockdown.
Oh yeah, no half-hours measures, a fucking proper on
The
lockdown.
only people out on the road are the army and the guards,
and the fire and the ambulance,
they're doing the
HSE.
the bringing shopping to people and that type of stuff. Because
civil
defense,
if you're bringing shopping to people, then you need people working in the bread factory.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but no, for a month.
You need farmers out. You need milk parlours open.
But we have enough. We have enough stock there for a month. So what I'm saying, give people enough.
3 days.
Enough
3 days, and the shelves will be empty without truckers on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if let's say we close down everything and we divvied out the food that we have here amongst us,
doesn't work like
for
that.
1 month.
You still have to keep people making the food in the factories. I'm talking food production should be allowed to go ahead. Meat processing plants
surely
need better protection. It's not fair to those workers.
It's not fair to those workers, and it's the way those workers live as well.
Yeah,
but that's the thing. That's a problem with bringing in immigrant labour and the way immigrant labour is treated. Because even I know Irish people who go to Australia, and you hop in a trailer and you drive across, and then you do your work. Then you hop in, you all have your food together. Then you hop into your bunks, and you all have your bunks together, and you live by the farm rules.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Same as people working on the oil, where they're in compounds for 3 weeks and then off for 2.
Yeah, they're all stuck in together.
Yeah, Richie, it's that time.
What time?
It's a break time.
Which button do I press?
You've been keeping your eye on the clock.
No, I'm not the proper
looking
host.
over there. So the orange button.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I would press the orange button.
Please do. And then press the word break.
After say it to people.
Yes.
After the break, text WhatsApp into 085
277 212.
Yeah. Do
you guys on Facebook? You'll get us on
Udentube.
Facebook, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify.
All the stuff.
All that good stuff.
We're like all the internet.
COVID, we're everywhere.
The Supernatural Dogshit podcast is controversial.
So, Billy, does your social media look like a teenager's bedroom?
What? Full of Justin Bieber posters?
No, you incompetent fool. Messy and unorganized.
Yeah, it kinda does. But what can I do about it?
Oh, poor simple Billy. Why not put all your social media in one convenient place?
But gee whiz, mister, how can I do that?
With Social QR, of course. It's easy, fast, and free.
But what's Social QR?
Well, Billy, I'm glad you asked. Social QR is a one-stop shop for personal and business social media users to have all your social media in one place. Easy to set up, easy to share, and fully customizable, with your own custom QR code suitable for digital and print media.
Jiminy crickets, so now it'll be as tidy as my web browser?
So don't forget, Billy, that's socialqr.xyz. And Billy, take down the Justin Bieber posters.
Aww.
Every day, Richie has to drive 2 miles to bum tobacco from his friends. With your generous donation of only $19.20 a week, Richie won't have to sponge from his friends. Text Richie to 52103427591268089 so we can finally tell Richie to piss off.
From its rich traditions beginning when the first AM radio transmission was broadcast in the year 1900 to present day, where radio is still the most listened to form of media and the number one source for people of all ages to enjoy their favorite music and discover new artists. Sure, the technology has changed, but the concept has stood the test of time throughout history. From the end of World War II,
General Eisenhower informs me that the forces of Germany have surrendered to the United Nations. The flags of freedom fly all over Europe.
to the falling of the Berlin Wall.
Our top story. The Iron Curtain between East Germany and West Berlin has come tumbling down.
To the U.S. entering the War on Terror.
None of us will ever forget this day, yet we go forward to defend freedom and all that is good and just in our world. Thank you. Good night, and God bless America.
Generations across the world are united by music as it transcends all language barriers. It brings everyone on planet Earth closer together. We at iStreamRadio.ie understand what radio has done for the world and would like to thank radio for its 100 plus years of service. Radio has been here through thick and thin. Thank you, radio.
Imagination is the beginning of creation. You imagine what you desire. You will what you imagine. And at last, we create what you will. Don't wait for the right opportunity. Let us create it. When the virtual world of the internet, ideas, dreams, and concepts have become a reality, now is the time to bring your idea to the digital world. MilestoneMedia.ie offer a full range of digital services such as web development, hosting, audio, and visual services. Inspiration has a new platform. MilestoneMedia.ie. Experience the difference.
Tired of getting more screwed over than your cousin Jesse's pig? Sick of those uppity cowboys over at the Irish Insurance Federation? Is your vehicle being overpriced because it's undervalued? Does your annual quote leave you feeling sicker than the morning you woke up beside your sister? Well, leg it down to Leggett Insurance. Leggett Insurance is the answer to all your insurance needs. Bored off the road? No problem. Old lady turf you out and you gotta move your collection of lawn art? That's okay. Underage? Well, shit, that ain't your fault. Our unique style of cover provisions includes a real insurance disc to put in your windshield and the understanding that if something goes wrong, you use our groundbreaking policy. Run as fast as you can before anyone gets your wrench. The golden rule is to make sure you pick up any bits of your car left behind so you can't be identified. Your one-off payment of $29.99 annually provides all of the above. And for an additional $40, we provide you with a full windscreen worth in your very own Leggett disc holder. Just call us on 2800 Yeehaw! That's 2800 Yeehaw! Sail through that checkpoint today! Itchy, smelly scrotum getting you down. Worried about ball sweat on the dance floor? Well, worry no more. New sandalwood and lavender scented Man Ponds has your nutsack covered. Our unique smell-inhibiting fibrous wadding ensures your most repugnant odors are kept to yourself. So next time she drops the hand, you can feel confident it's not into a vat of nut soup. And don't forget, you can be the sweetest smelling stud in the nursing home with new Man Ponds Twilight Edition for seniors. Order our economy size 86 pack today on manponds.org. Man Ponds, because you don't need to smell any worse. Don't touch it. It's working now.
Here we go.
There we go.
Are we live?
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Please text in if you can hear us.
Out there in Podcastville.
We know we fucked up.
They can hear. I know I'm
No, hang on.
camera.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, we got the heater back too.
Yeah,
No,
we're
you
on,
fucked
we're
that
on, we're on.
up. That's
Yeah, they can
Yeah,
hear
there
us.
we go.
Yay. Turn the volume off that computer.
It's
though.
off.
Yay. So, yeah, basically when we were coming back in after that last break, Ed fell into the desk and knocked the podcast off.
Can we,
Well, it's
can we
a
get a
very
Perspex
narrow
shield
room.
for that row of important wires?
I definitely think this should all be taken far away from us. New studio
Saying this for a
coming.
while.
That was amazing.
Fuck me pink.
Okay.
I might.
Can I just say also, I love calling people out.
Yes.
I love it. It's enjoyable to call people
So
out.
who are you going to call out right now?
Of course it's going to be Mr. Harris.
By the way, Teresa did comment in. I had a quick look.
Yeah.
I put up a brief apology / kind of bear with us. And she did say, Ed broke the fucking
I
desk.
broke it.
So, again,
Studio etiquette.
Before this, exactly, this is where I'm going with this. I was outside today, and him and Meg were in here, just going at each other, and he was talking about studio etiquette, and he said, yeah, and you were kicking the wires under the table. You just knocked off the whole fucking podcast. You
Well,
done.
to be fair, it was you
What?
that
Actually,
left
Aiden,
your Pepsi
Aiden,
wrapped around
Aiden,
said cable.
What are the 2 rules in radio?
I don't know. Say,
No dead air, no swearing.
Oh yeah, no, swear. More
Wait.
Yeah, no.
Wait,
but
wait.
like,
Fuck.
no. This is for radio. This is a podcast. We've looser rules. No dead air.
No. There is no regulations around bad language, even after the Watershed. On radio, you can use the word fuck. There's no law against it.
No. I had my radio show banned in college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
It
was
was
that
called
the
the
college banning it because of its content?
It was called the Wildcat Hour. I don't know if anyone remembers a particular brand of shite called Wildcat.
Yes.
Yeah. But we were on from 10 to 11 for one night only.
It was the best damn show ever.
Oh, it was fucked. I was up for 2 days, like.
Yeah.
Before
Well, we
went
had an
on.
episode 7.
Bye.
Doesn't exist, but it existed for us for 3 hours.
To me, it felt like 8.
Yeah, it was so good. It was the worst, but it was brilliant. It's part of the growing experience of podcasting. But to anybody listening,
we are sorry. Mr. Harris did kick over everything, and it was the 2 things that he said to Meg this evening, and both things he done. Both of said things.
that's sod's law.
It is. Isn't
When
it?
you're showing something, now guys, never do this, and you accidentally do it.
Yes.
Don't pull the big red lever. You pull the big red lever.
Making a giant button, don't push this button. And the last fucking stroke of painting it, you know you're going to push it. Like,
Have you ever pressed the button after?
I pressed the do not push red button.
Yeah, I've done it.
I've done it too.
Where?
I shouldn't say.
Say.
I can't say. I really can't.
I'll
say.
tell you mine.
You tell me your. I can't tell you mine.
I bet you
know
mine
what
is.
your one is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, what is my one?
What is it? You're working in security someplace,
Yes.
and you had this room with big monitors, and if you push the red button, which you were told not to do, you would summon a load of armed guards to the location.
Yes, because it was the
Panic
Lord
button in the bank?
The Lord Mayor's chain made of gold.
Yes.
Was in the vault behind me. And if somebody was breaking into the place, we had to press that button, and the armed response unit would be there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
The guy said to me, "Do not press that button." The second, and I swear on my children's lives, the second he walked out of that room, I just went, click the button. Minutes. The shutters automatically went up on the place to let the guards in. I'm like, how did they fucking even know that they were on the way, and the computer, and oh shit, and oh guns, and oops.
Yeah. One thing I will say, man, is people have this weird kind of backwards image of the guards. They've come a long way.
I love the guards in this country. I think if you get the wrong one, it can be
same with
disheartening.
any service. Yes,
But I mean, you can knock a bit of crack out of a guard as well.
sometimes you can, but they're always on. I found modern Gardaí, like the new younger coming up the ranks guards, the ones I'd know and meet and hang out and talk to, they're always on. They're always turned on. They're just really, really into their jobs, and they're really turned on. I know a few of them now. Very, very driven people. But the problem is when everything is a nail, You
This
know?
is very true.
It gets
This
the
is
same
very true.
treatment. You know what I mean?
But see, like one major difference, just to steer this conversation background to last week, is that traditionally the Gardaí in Ireland have been so brilliant and so effective because they've been so integral to the community. They've been part of the church.
They're one of the community they're protecting. And they know the ins and outs, and they know that this guy is a bit of an oddball. But with the facelessness of society, you've lost that kind of thing with the
especially
Gardaí.
when you have, immigration coming in.
And
you
at
have
different levels.
No, but like you have like groups together like that, like, they'll have like their Methodist church or whatever,
Yeah.
like they'll have their own social groups and their own things.
Parallel societies within a society, yes.
Exactly, and because we don't have representatives from those within the force,
Yes,
it
exactly.
leads to unequal policing.
It does, but there's certain requirements to be a Garda that not a lot of immigrants could meet.
No, absolutely, and like this isn't an easy quick fix, but like it does show that things can come good again.
Yeah, but the problem, I think, when people look at integration of immigrants into what do we call them? The fabric of society, like your milkman, your postman, your Garda, your vet,
like your man up the road.
Yeah, but it takes time because it takes multiple generations of those people to integrate into our society, and to
then they become more Irish than the Irish themselves.
Exactly. But the problem is then as well that you've the parallel societies where they've refused to adopt into our society, and they'll never get fair representation because it's not that they've chosen not to, it's just the way things worked out. And
no, they've made a choice but not integrating. I'm sorry, we're a really social country, and you can't just wall yourself off from it.
Yeah, no, you can't.
We won't like that.
But
We'll be nosy about it.
That happened in England.
Yeah, but they're different. England,
it's different, but everything here is modelled on their system.
No. But see, like in England, like you go to like you'd have like people from a country, let's say Pakistan or whatever, and they'll get a house there, and then they'll know someone else from over from Pakistan or whatever, and
they
they'll
group
get the house,
up and they populate those areas.
Yeah, they'll have an entire house, then they'll have entire fucking rows. You know what I mean? And
if they were kind of like back in the day, if they were socially disaffected because of the rest, you create ghettos.
Yeah.
But now you've the things where
you wouldn't get away with that in Ireland.
No,
you wouldn't get away with.
I don't think we've the scale to get away with it.
Well, yeah, there's that, and like you wouldn't get away with fucking one group of people like buying up a housing estate or whatever. Really,
No,
like
it wouldn't happen.
because there'd be people there like, I'm not fucking moving out of here.
Question for you.
We don't have the scale.
Question for you.
Yes.
What is the worst horror movie you've ever seen?
Oh, worst
Good or
horror
bad?
movie.
Bad
Worst. Bad taste. No, there's different types of horror film, but I'm going to say one that was just hard to watch was it's between Serbian film and I can't Martyrs.
Oh, Martyrs. Martyrs.
Please watch Rawhead Rex.
You've seen Rawhead Rex, yeah, it's insane.
That sounds like a bad porno.
That's more like video nasty. That's more like
a bit of
Bad
gore.
taste,
It's an Irish horror.
What was the Peter
movie.
Jackson
Oh,
one?
like Shrooms, kinda.
Black Sheep.
No, was it like Rawhead Rex was
No,
this
it was-
monstery troll dude, wasn't it?
Australian film? Yeah.
It was a trolly looking monster guy.
Yeah.
And there's like two tinkers in a caravan having sex, and he pulls them through the window. And
It's an Irish horror film.
Yeah, it's just a terrible movie.
Terrible.
What is the worst job in the world?
The worst job in the world. Leo Varadkar's secretary.
Really?
Imagine having to answer them phones, man.
I was going to say suicide bomber instructor.
No, you're an instructor.
I'm only going to show you this once. Come on, actually, I said to Pierce when you were leaving. You said we'll do it in the third half, and I went third half.
Oh, sure, the third.
It's the third section.
Third section, whatever.
Yeah, but I say the third half.
Aye.
Yeah.
but I don't know why.
Because
Yeah,
it's a
but
game
we're
of two
wrong.
halves, like.
What?
Exactly what?
But to bring it back around what we're talking to,
Don't mind me.
we're talking about the Gardaí. People underestimate the Gardaí.
Yes,
think,
they do.
Oh, it's just the guards. They're on top of their game. They really are.
As in training.
Training wise.
I beg to differ.
No, they're very well trained.
When
the
you-
armed response unit, where they're focusing their new units and stuff, there's some of them are very well trained.
You go and ask Riz. This is a true story. I was in a petrol station where Riz worked in Tala about 3-4 years ago, and it was night time, so the petrol station was closed and people got served through the hatch. But I was in the store with Riz chatting away to him because I was visiting him. And the guards came up, and he let the guards in, so the guards are allowed in after hours.
Yeah,
fair enough. Like,
a lot of places do that.
Yeah, so because they're not going to rob the place. But I was standing in there talking to Riz, and this detective is just strolling around. He's in there ages, browsing around. I noticed the gun on his hip. And I looked at him and I said, have you ever had to pull that out? And he said, yeah, once. He said, but the training is so bad. He said, the one time I pulled it out, I let it fall. He said, and the only training that I ever got was put into a porter cabin, a container off the back of a truck, and an aim at the target down the end, and a couple of bang, bang, bang. That's it, you have a gun. There you go.
Yeah.
He said, the training is terrible. He said, I hope the guards never have to use them because they're terrible with them.
No, they're fairly on their fucking
This
game.
came from a detective.
Yeah, but that's a detective. I'm talking about the armed support unit. Those guys train every day in Mullingar. They run drills, they run tactics. They know, and the thing I like about the Irish Guards is they're very respectful with their weapons. I went to a TD and complained one time because I was in a queue in a filling station. This is middle of the day. There was a guard there and a Beretta M9 sitting on the side of his thing. A massive handgun. It's a big gun. It's a big intimidating handgun sitting on the thing. And I go, is there any need for that? Like I kind of made a comment, like a passing comment.
Right.
You know,
Zero fucks given, like.
Yeah, no, I was so annoyed by it, and I was having a bad day, and I said, "Is there any need for that, really?" And he kind of turned around and looked at me, and he goes, and I just pointed at the gun on his hip, and I go, "Like you're brandishing a weapon. And, I understand it's your tool for work and stuff, but like you do have lockboxes in the cars. You're on your lunch break. Why are you brandishing a weapon in public? As it's just intimidating. It makes me uncomfortable."
Yeah.
And he didn't like that. And he says, "Who were you?" He started questioning me as to who I was and why I was so concerned about him being armed. And he got really snooty. So I went to my local TD because I'd seen it a couple of times.
Okay.
And I'm not going to name the TD, but went to the TD and had a little chat with her about it. And I swear to God, I've never seen a guard brandishing a gun in one car since. I'm not messing. Because it was the day before she'd go down to a review with them.
Here's the thing though, Richie. If the roles were reversed and you had gone through your training and you were given a weapon and you had that weapon on your hip and a member of the public came up very snootily and said to them, you know, is there any need for that? You would equally get pissed off with that.
Yeah, but see, that's not as dangerous.
Don't
as a gun.
break the fucking desk or the pad or anything.
The thing about a knife is, I'm pretty comfortable that if you came at me with that, I'd disarm you. Pretty comfortable. Knives are you can in certain circumstances deal with an individual with a knife, right? The Georgianchenko thing, that happened, and we all know exactly how it happened and why it happened.
Yeah.
And there's no reason for anybody to be saying anything because the facts were presented pretty raw.
Yep.
Right? We all have our feeling about it, and I think you covered it pretty good last week. I'm talking more about just the Gardaí now. And if I was a guard and I had a weapon, I wouldn't have the member of the public coming up to me because I wouldn't be... This guy, you could tell it was an extension of something else on him.
Dude, the army go around with guns.
They do, but they've no bullets.
No.
They do have
firing
bullets.
men, don't let them know we've run out of ammunition.
They have one on those bank runs.
100% they have bullets.
They have bullets, but they're not in that gun at that time.
The magazine is loaded. It's the Steyr. I know this for a fact.
I know this for a fact as well. Only one of them is a loaded magazine. Only one of them.
One of the crowd.
One of the, and nobody knows who it is.
They're still armed.
One of them.
Would you go over and say to them, how dare you?
What?
Would you go over and say to them on a
No, because they're the army. I expect them to have firearms.
No, but not even that. They don't carry them around in their lunch.
But the army do nothing. Why do you expect the army to have firearms?
The army do a lot.
Wait. Why does our army need firearms and our guards don't need firearms?
No, how
does that make sense?
No, the guards need firearms.
No.
I'm just saying when they're brandishing them unnecessarily.
It was on his hip.
No. There's the hip holster, but you can tell he had bought his own holster. There was no chain. There was no snap ring on it. It was just a sit-in holster. It wasn't a Garda issue holster. This guy was brandishing a weapon. Mm-hmm.
That chain's kind of essential, though, isn't it?
The chain is one of the like you ever see. You'd know if you're on an army barracks and you see the sergeant doing his patrols. He's a pistol and it's chained to his hip.
Mm-hmm.
No, but like even if you're over in like Spain or Germany or that, like it's kind of a safety thing that they have it chained to them. You know that like worst case scenario, someone does try and grab it, they're not going to get to run away with it.
Yeah. But look, I've no problem with armed guards. I'm fully for having an armed guard response units. My problem is when you have an armed guard response unit, it's usually 2 or 4 men 2 or 4 persons. They're in their bulletproof vests. They're armed, but they never bring their armaments outside the car unless it's a sidearm or down on the leg pistol. No problem with that. But they don't. I've never seen the armed response unit walking around with their guns on them at lunchtime. This was a rank and file member of An Garda Síochána.
Yeah, but
in a normal Garda stab-proof vest. No, not a detective.
Wait,
a
no,
normal
hang on a second.
stab-proof
No,
vest.
this story is evolving because, like, when you said it first, I thought it was a member of the armed response unit.
No.
with, like,
This
the
was a
yellow taser
normal
and ones.
guard with a gun. He was
Normal
a normal
guards
so he was
don't
a-
get guns.
That's why I had a problem with it. That's why I made the passing
So
comment.
he must have been a detective or the
least.
armed response. Had
Yeah.
to be.
But he didn't
Or
have.
that was an illegal firearm, one or the other.
But whatever it was, I didn't like it. And
He might have been
his-
part of Tullamore Gun Club. They got handguns.
But he didn't. He
Tullamore
didn't.
Gun Club.
He didn't ease my concerns with his response.
Did you ask him who he was?
No, I don't do that with guards. I don't. That's if you start down that line with a guard, you're going to make an enemy out of it.
No, but I mean, you could respectfully just say, sorry, I'm assuming you're some sort of guard. Do you mind telling
No,
me
he'd Garda written on his back.
Okay, do you mind telling me what rank you're at?
No.
That you can carry a weapon.
No, I was just.
That's a respectful question.
I was just like, why do you have that here in a shop? We're getting lunch. Like, That was my attitude and response, and he didn't like that. And then he started questioning me, not knowing that
You'd have done the
sense.
same. You'd have done the same. I've seen you, especially with your woman we were talking about earlier, that stupid cow, what's her name?
Gemma
Gemma O'Doherty. And when she's giving out to the police officers, I've seen you standing up for people in that scenario where people are being pedantic and being a bit dickish to them just because they see something they don't like.
Yeah, but
you were
there's-
being a dick.
I was being a dick, but he was being a bigger dick.
No, he wasn't.
He was a-
I think you.
Are you threatened by the size of his dick?
I was threatened by the size of his sidearm.
I think you overestimated his the entire situation and made a mountain out of a molehill.
I did. I should have just said fucking nothing.
You should have said nothing, yeah.
I should have said nothing, but I did.
But why did it bother you?
I just don't like the idea of somebody having a fucking gun.
Is it a bully boy tactic?
No. He doesn't want to normalise guns in public.
In Ireland, I have no problem driving down the country road and seeing a guy with a shotgun breached over his shoulder, because that's a gun.
But that's
in an
breached as
environment.
well.
It's breached. It's in an environment where leisurely shooting occurs in the countryside. Pest control. I completely agree with people owning guns for reasons. I agree with owning a gun for self and home defence.
Yeah.
But I don't believe you should be able to take it in the car and take it around with you. It should be in the house for defending the house.
But what about self-defence?
Within the home, I think when you're out in the streets, you're relying on
yourself
and the guards. But I don't think if you have a gun and a gun license,
Most people get mugged.
The gun should be on the property.
Most people get mugged and murdered outside the home than they do inside the home. So that would make no sense.
But
to
if
have
it's
that
for
type of
home
law.
defence.
Yeah, but I mean, you
But
can't-
home defence is
how
different
many
than an
mu-
attack
How
on the
many
street.
muggings occur at gunpoint?
personal
How many
defence.
muggings occur at gunpoint?
Here in Ireland?
Yeah.
Oh, not very many at all.
Exactly. If you start having people walking around with guns, they're going to have guns. It's going to be
yeah, but that's something that really hasn't been
the
tried and
zero-sum
tested.
game, like.
It hasn't been tried and tested in this country, so we don't know.
No, but I would be for the
You know,
even if
access
the
to
government.
I'm happy with that experiment not occurring.
No, because
Not even access to arms.
Access to arms
The
for
right to
criminals
defend.
is-
Remember we talked about this?
Yes.
The right to defend your home.
Yes.
I think the Irish government needs to come back and do a bit of revision on that. We should have the right to defend to the death. And the death of an intruder, it's misadventure on the intruder's
Absolutely.
behalf.
Okay, so with why are we even getting onto this?
It's just about guards and just this country in general, and we were talking about firearms and I think there's.
Oh yeah, you being a dick to the guard. That's what it was.
That's
exactly what it was.
Aiden,
You were
filling
being a
station
fucking
lunchtime.
dick.
There's no need for somebody to have to look at a firearm.
No, do you know what? Do you know why I'm disappointed, Richie?
You can be
I
disappointed
expected
as you
more
want.
from you.
What did
a
you want?
little bit more tolerance. For
Tolerance?
a situation like that for a person in authority, I would expected more tolerance from you.
He's not an authority.
Of course, he's an authority.
No, he's an authority figure. He's
Okay.
representing the authority.
Okay.
He is not the authority. The judge is the authority.
Okay, fair enough. He's upholding the law.
Yeah.
He is an authority.
Yeah.
Who's put out there to protect you and others around you.
Yeah, but I just wish that guy, instead of trying to feel really cool walking around with a gun on him, could have just fucking put it
His
away.
gun, first of all, indicates that. First of all, his gun indicates that he's in some sort of role where it's deemed necessary to have a firearm.
Yes.
So it's a much more dangerous role than an ordinary guard.
Yeah, but I think the whole fact of brandishing a firearm paints a target on your back. Look at that poor guard that was shot last year. He had his firearm taken off and he was shot with it.
Yeah.
Right? That poor fucking guard. That was a good guard. You hear about his backstory, that sounds like one of the good guards to me, because there are good and bad guards out there.
I'd say the vast majority of them are good.
I'd say 90% of them are fucking upstanding people.
Yeah.
But there is there is a culture amongst young guards as well.
There is, yeah, that GAA.
Above the law,
fucking-
the boys' club. Like, look at Maurice McCabe.
Yes.
Like, look at the bullying he went. That's just one example of one person that went against the grain.
There was a time a couple of years ago, and I'm not even going to say where I was or anything because, but basically there was this lad, and he can't have been more than 19, or he looked about 17 anyway. You know,
Babby.
Yeah. And he was going along in the squad car, and he had the fucking Garda hat up at 90.
Oh!
I was just like, it's not a
doing the
Civic.
scan when he's driving by you.
Swear to fuck,
Okay, have you ever been arrested?
Technically yes, but technically no. I was part of it. It was involved in an altercation outside the Greville Arms, and I was placed in the back of a squad car. And we were driving up, and just as we got to Mary Street, an unmerciful motherfucker of a brawl had occurred outside Lindsay's and Mojo's, and I mean 30 odd lads kicking the fucking shite out of each other.
Yeah.
And they just turned and said, "Oh, you lucky bastard," to me, and fucked me out of the back of the car and ran over and just jumped into a melee.
I'd say you were fucking delighted.
I took off like a gazelle at Dominic Street. I took off like a gazelle. I'd say I broke the sound barrier getting up that street.
Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Never?
No.
Why am I surprised at that?
I don't know.
Have you ever been cautioned?
Oh, I've been cautioned like 7 or 8 times, yeah.
Because I've been arrested. Oh, man, you fucking...
You're so arrestable.
What have you done?
Oh,
You've done lots of shit.
I've no record. I've no criminal record.
You're just an
I've been
asshole.
yeah, I'm just a dickhead. This is. I promise you, this is what happened. So about, oh God, how many fucking years ago was it? About 10 years ago, I was in a situation where I was literally homeless and living in the back of a van. And the only way I could keep the van warm was to drive it around.
Yeah.
So there was no tax and insurance on it.
But it was your
Because
domicile.
I'm homeless, so I was driving it around. It was a night like last night with like real
Freezing.
frost.
But what's the story with them? And sorry to cut into your story,
Yeah.
but just remember where you're going. You were homeless in a van.
Yeah.
If you are homeless in a van, you've no fixed address, so you can't register your vehicle
As a
license
fixed abode,
certificate.
no.
You can't register your insurance, and you can't register for anything to do with the vehicle. So
Exactly, you're
where
fucked.
do you lie?
Well,
Did
I
they
know
just
exactly
seize it
where-
off you and leave you homeless?
No, they don't seize it off. You know,
No, it's still yours.
In fairness,
it's still yours, and as long as you're not seen on the road with no tax, no insurance, no NCT, it's your vehicle.
Yeah,
and
but
you
if
have a
he's
right to
driving,
property.
if he's caught driving on a
Oh, I
public
know.
highway,
That's where things change.
Yeah.
Well, see, what happened was I was parked up in a garage in Tala on private property, so I was smart enough there. But to get the engine going, you have to, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, you're freezing cold.
What kind of a van was it?
It was an Escort.
Escort?
Ford Escort.
Oh, it wasn't even a real van.
The long, low jobby.
Oh, it was like the nicest state version.
The Hearse.
There was a name for them.
Yeah, but fantastic little van.
It was like a
Oh,
fucking.
you're not thinking of the courier, are you?
It was the Escort Courier.
No, that was based off of Fiesta. That was more
No,
like a
there was the
combo.
Fiesta Courier and there was the Escort Courier.
But the Escort was really low ceiling.
Yeah, it was like a car,
Was
but with
just
an
like
extra van body on it.
No.
Are you talking a converted
lower.
estate car?
No, yeah,
It's
no.
a
It was
bit
like
like
it was
an
like an
estate.
estate with fucking
2 doors instead of 3.
Yeah, just
Yes.
like steel panels.
Was it Mark
Yes.
5?
I don't know. I've
Or
no
was it
idea.
Mark 4?
What year was it?
98.
Oh, in Mark 6.
But it was an awesome van.
Yeah,
But
no, very nice.
However, I drove it out, and the guard pulled me over. I said, "Dude, look," I explained my situation. Homeless, blah blah blah, and he said, "I still have no choice but to summons you to court." I said, "All right, fair enough." So I eventually did go to court.
Send the summons to that red van.
Exactly. But when I went up in front of the judge, I explained to the judge at the time I was homeless, X, Y, and Z, and he looked over to the guard and he said, "Did you know anything about this?" He said, "Yes, Your Honour." He did explain it, and he said, "Is this man telling the truth?" And he said, "Yeah, I do believe that he's homeless. He's being spotted there, living there, blah blah blah, whatever." And the judge says, "Well, there's not very much I can do to a homeless man." He said, that was homeless. He said, "The only thing I can do is ban you." And it was the first time I ever got banned from driving.
How often did you get banned from driving?
That's where the madness starts. Hence all the arrests.
Okay.
So
yeah, 'cause, like, you're on the radar then.
So what happened was, because I live in the Midlands, you need to drive.
You do, yeah.
You need to drive.
There's no public transport infrastructure
My license
whatsoever.
was taken off of me. I had no way of making money, blah blah blah. So I had to take the risk of breaking the law and not having a license.
Yeah.
And no insurance on the car. I'd have a tax and NCT.
I know a guy who was caught 2 days before his ban was up.
What?
They extended it by 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was a 5-year ban.
No.
2 days.
It was you as well.
2 days. Is that not my story?
No. This is poor old bastard at Rochford Bridge.
No, I was 2 days before my ban was up. I was caught.
And were you working full time? Did
I
you
was
really
working,
need to be on the
yeah.
road that week?
Yes. Yes, of course. I need to work. I need to live.
Yeah, no. I was just kind of like.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
absolutely. No, it's for work. The
Yeah,
only time
yeah.
I've ever been caught is work. But what happened was one night I got banned again for the incident outside of what's that fucking place called? Danny Burns. So the night where I accidentally fell asleep.
That's your Wolf of Wall Street moment, isn't it?
Oh, it
The
is,
Quaaludes.
yes.
Luckily I got home without a scratch or me on the car.
Niall Boylan is a witness to the whole scenario because he was on the phone to me and he was saying to me, see what had happened was I was at
So you're on the phone driving down
No. I was at home. I took my pills, my medication at night time, and I went, oh fuck, I've no tobacco. I can make it to the garage and back before these pills kick in. I thought that's what was going to
You were
happen.
driving through backcountry, were you?
But I remember Niall saying to me on the phone, no, actually Niall told me the story afterwards, and this is how it went for him. He said all he could hear was ba-dup, 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 ba-dup. He said, Aiden, do you have a flat tire? And he said then it went from ba-dup, 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 to and he said, I'm on the phone going, what's going on, what's happening? Eventually I got to the garage and I got out of the car and he said, what's the story, do you have a flat tire? And I said to him, we have bigger problems. And hung up the phone. I didn't know any of this had happened even the following day because you have to remember, it's temporary amnesia. But I went up to the garage and the guy who works in the garage showed me the footage
of you driving
of
into the
me
forecourt.
driving into the garage. So the back driver's side tire and the front driver's side tire had completely gone off the car.
Bit rimmed.
On rims. By the time I got down the road to the garage, there was literally marks all across the fucking road.
Yeah.
Left the garage, decided to drive through the middle of the town, sparks flying out of the side of the fucking car, fall asleep behind the fucking wheel, and straight through the door of Danny Burns.
You drove through the door of Danny Burns?
And the railing that outside it, like, you know where the taxi rank is?
Yeah, like that.
You'll notice
into
that
all that.
It's really lucky you didn't kill anyone, just going to say straight
Oh
up.
yeah, absolutely. But the thing was, like,
you got home.
Oh, yeah, eventually, yeah. Riz came up and collected me. The guards rang Riz because the guards were looking at me going, well, he's after passing the breathalyzer and he's coming across somewhat cognitive, but he keeps falling asleep. So they called Riz, and Riz came down and got me. Like, while they were questioning me, I kept falling asleep.
Yeah.
But
So it was like you were fucking narcoleptic or something.
Yeah, so they didn't know how. The guard thought I was in shock.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I was on fucking pills. But eventually, of course, I went to the court. I was already banned. So it just went on top of this one. And then the fun started. I decided to start missing the court cases. I was like, I'm pissed off with dealing with the law.
That's not a good idea.
So the 24th would roll around and my alarm would go off and I go, fuck it, I'm not going to court.
And then guard be around on the 22nd.
2 days later, 7 o'clock in the morning, and you'd be like, oh no, the bastards are here to arrest me. So they go and you open the door, they arrest you and they bring you to court and they go, why didn't you go to court? Well, I slept it in or whatever, I was sick, blah, 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 blah. And then they remand it again and you get another date. The date comes around and I went, meh, fuck it, not going to court. This went on for 2 years. 2 years.
Oh, man, you get a prison sentence for that.
You get a name for
I
that.
was that close.
Yeah, for contempt of court.
That close. He said, I'm giving you so many chances. But I pulled out the Chiari malformation card. And luckily enough, well, not luckily, but the judge actually said, only I have a friend who done his thesis on Chiari malformation. I understand what it is, and that's why I'm giving you a lighter sentence.
Craziness.
But I played that card up. It was me just on fucking pills being a moron.
Yeah,
Crazy.
but the reason you were on those pills is because of
Chiari malformation. Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? You explaining your lived experience to the highest example you can present isn't really playing it up. It's just a case of how we minimise our own conditions on a daily basis in order to survive.
Because the judge will look at you and say, can you give me anything? Can you? Because they will. They will say, will you give me anything to fucking help you?
Well, I have to say, the amount of times that I've been up in front of the judge here in town, I find him, people hate him.
Seamus Hughes.
Yes, but
I have a gripe with him.
I think he's very fair. I think
no,
he's very fair.
I think he's very selective as to who he goes down on.
Yeah.
As in, scumbags who need the hammering down aren't getting it.
But why didn't he hammer on me?
Because he probably thought you were a
The
scumbag.
amount of times, the amount of times that I was up in front of him where I wasn't before, and he kept giving me chances.
Because I think
never heard, he might have never heard of that condition until it was brought before him, and he became suddenly aware through his own general knowledge gathering, like his own channels, and realised that, holy fuck, this is really serious, it's very fucking severe, and it's a lifelong condition, and all the rest. And he was like, you're kind of holding yourself together for the shit you're going through. Fair play.
Well, but I did.
I found him quite all right in the family courts. He was willing to listen to me and put manners on me ex and all sorts of things.
I find he puts manners on people where it's appropriate.
Yeah.
Because there are people who go up in front of judges. Judges are not assholes. It's
still another human, just like the rest of us.
It's a very honourable job.
That's why you call them your honourable sir.
That's why they sit below a 13-string harp.
You have to. Why is 13-string harp?
Because you know the way Ireland has a 12-string harp as our symbol.
Yes.
The 13th string is if a judge makes, traditionally back in Breton times and whatever, if a judge made a bad ruling, that 13th string would be plucked and they'd be hung with it.
Oh, did you know?
Well, there you go. You just blew your did you know load.
That was a bit soon.
Well, he looked at me nice.
But I find that the job that judges does need a tremendous amount of compassion.
Yeah, and another thing, just to kind of segue again, our legal system, tribunals. They are a fucking payday.
Oh yeah,
for barristers and solicitors.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever achieved from any tribunal
ever.
And when someone calls
the
one,
fees in the Mahon Tribunal. I just remember that.
Oh, there was enough money that Ireland could have sent a mission to Mars.
Probably.
No, there actually was. They weighed it up at the time, and what it would have cost Ireland to have a Mars mission
was that the Moriarty
tribunal?
Yeah,
the Moriarty tribunal.
But any of them, they're ongoing. They take decades.
Yeah, and you hear nothing about them the day after they finish.
There's entire firms of chartered solicitors and accountants that exist that are set up for tribunals.
Yeah.
Like whole business entities. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
And what can be put in its stead?
What?
What can be put
something
in
with
its
a bit
stead?
of teeth?
Send it off to a Supreme Court and have it be done with it. Have a Supreme Court discussion on it. Bring in detectives from other countries, make special case units, and just dissolve it. Attack the workload.
Do you think in general that our laws in Ireland are quite fair?
They're quite fair, but they're getting padded out, and I don't think we've had a fair law introduced since 2006. Sorry, 2007.
And what was that?
It was a Health and Safety Welfare Work Act law.
Do you not find we're over-regulated?
That's down to being in the EU.
EU.
Like Ireland regulates itself perfectly.
EU is 28,000 pages
of nonsense.
But can you
absolute
understand
nonsense just pertaining to cabbages.
But can you understand the level that's necessary from the EU?
No, see, it's not necessary. That's the problem. It's an European economic community. It's like these tribunals. People find ways of making webs of control so you can make money. And these there's no benefit to these. They're parasites on a system.
Because there was regulations.
Do you remember, just to talk about the EU, do you remember a time when if someone was sent to the EU, it was either a retirement or they weren't really good enough for it all?
Golden handshake out the door.
No, do you know what I mean?
Yes, they were actually punished.
Yeah, it was. You were nearly relegated to go off there.
Exile. It was exile. Like look at the Ming. It's like, oh, you're going to Europe, where you'll never be a problem to us again.
Yeah, but to be fair, like they get a serious wage packet.
But it was seen as being a pariah, a political pariah back then. But it's changed.
It's changed. But like, I look at people who represent Ireland, and the only guy doing a solid job at the minute, I know he's attached to like the likes of Claire Daly and stuff who are very, very, very left, but he's just centre and left enough for me is Mick Wallace.
Okay, yeah.
What about him going into the Dáil to escape a VAT bill?
What?
What about him going into the Dáil to escape a VAT bill in jail?
What
Like,
about
is that not pure shite, like, to base your career on?
It is
the
pure
fact that you fucked up the country. He was one of the big developers. He was great to his local community.
Yeah.
That's why he got voted in. But he helped fuck up the country, left $1 million to the fucking government, and then got a cushy number with a pension.
Yeah, but
Right, but what I'm saying, it's what he's doing with what his time in there. He is making points heard. And maybe it's a retribution story.
That's
where
only because he's used to shouting down an entire site of cunts, like.
Yeah.
No, it could be a no,
Maybe
it could
that's
be a
what they
retribution
need.
story.
Like he could be just saying, right, well look, I got in the wrong way. It doesn't mean I'm going to continue the wrong way because
has he paid back the bill?
No.
Okay, so
you know what I mean?
No, but would you?
Well, what behaviour have you seen of him that you would call him a negative person within the government? Forget about what
He's never been in government.
Well,
he's a
representative.
backbencher, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
when you hear him talk, you hear things that resonate with you, and he's talking about real people and real issues. He's not talking about fucking being lobbied. You know, he's not playing the game, and it's just a nice voice to hear in the Dáil. Because when I watch Houses,
I doubt the main parties would really have him.
no, but it's if you watch Houses of the Oireachtas and you listen to people
I do
talk,
watch bits and pieces of it.
I do too. But him and Claire Daly are the only. Now, Claire Daly's too far into the PC games, whereas Mick Wallace is just talking about the lunacy of what's going on in Ireland supporting certain states.
Sure, no better man to know about it.
Yeah, but like
No better man to know about it, like, you know what I mean?
I just
But like he's no gamekeeper yet by my standards.
no. But I'm just saying I like his voice, and he's one of the few people out there that stands out.
Yeah,
to me.
he seems to be fair.
Because I was getting on the point that brought me to him was Ming would have been my man, but they fucked Ming off to Europe.
Yeah, but to be fair, like Ming has done some good in Europe.
And we were talking
Like
about
He
Europe.
has.
Like all of his work around the trade agreements and that, where he showed just how heavily regulated access to them was and everything else, and
How
that like
nonsensical they were.
yeah, like
Well, you know, there's actual regulations around children climbing trees.
Yeah. Shapes of bananas, colours of carrots, everything.
There's regulation. Like, genuinely, kids are not allowed to climb trees. And
We are the regulators, let me regulate. We are the speculators, let me speculate. Let's just move down. Boom.
Yeah.
These, if they're given carte blanche, they will just go and they will regulate.
Well, how the fuck did we ever survive as a species before all of this interference?
Can anyone give me
Yeah,
an
this is what I'm getting
Can
at.
anyone give me an example of where kids climbing trees? Like, is that why the low branches are cut off trees?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
How is it?
For public safety, so people can't walk into them.
A Dublin city councillor
Well,
came
that's
out.
fair enough. Like, you need to be able to walk down your path. Like,
A Dublin city councillor came out and said last year, or maybe it was the year before, when they were cutting down all the trees around Dublin and that, he said, if it was up to me, I would get rid of every tree in Dublin.
yeah, but no, but like that's a random councillor, and
Yeah, I know, but he's a
yeah.
guy who's in power making decisions about these sort of
It's
things.
true.
But
And
councillors have very little power.
And he just wants to think about insurance fucking claim. Or maybe he wasn't a councillor. He was on
No,
the council.
maybe he just hates
You know,
trees
if-
because he wasn't able to climb them.
If you're in the workplace and you have to walk up a ladder over 2 steps, you must wear a safety harness.
Because you were working at heights.
Yeah,
2 steps.
You've
And you
stepped over
can't-
the height of your own pelvis.
you can't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't.
and
use,
does that happen?
You can't use the fucking top step either.
No, you can't use
No.
the top step.
No,
No, you can't.
You can't use the second top step.
Depends on the ladder.
Okay.
It does, yeah.
Now, when I was working for Sky,
They are the most anal about it because
Oh,
they
yeah.
lost so
Unbelievable.
much money to liability insurance.
Yes,
They lost so
yes,
much.
they did. And I was part of that liability.
But you have to remember, these regulations aren't brought in by the company, they're brought in by the company's insurance company.
Yes.
To say, we'll cover
Yes.
you, but you have to meet these stipulations to get our cover.
Yeah,
So
and, but
they-
then there is regulation as well,
yeah,
obviously.
overly regulated.
Yeah, there's government policy
Yeah.
that's in play around health and safety.
Yeah.
And years ago, when I was living in Rochford Bridge, I promise you this, it was just an ordinary day. I was up on somebody's roof on the chimney, like literally sitting at the chimney, drilling in bolts and holes and putting up an aerial. So this is even before Sky.
Yeah.
I was putting up an aerial. And it started to rain. I was like, oh, better get down off this roof. But with the little amount of drizzle that came down and
like
the green
glass.
on the roof,
Glass.
it was just, boom, I flew off that roof.
How high was she?
2 stories.
What you land on?
In the soft ground. Didn't have a scratch on me, didn't break a fucking bone, nothing. It was an almighty thump. I landed kind of
Did you have a fall arrest system?
a what? No. No, but this is like this, when I'm talking like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like longer
All
than
went
20
through
years
your
ago.
mind when you fell off the roof that time.
Did you have a roof ladder?
No. No. I was like 2 seconds. It was over before I knew it.
Yeah,
I was lying
that's
on
how
the ground
people
and
die
went-
as well.
I was lying on-
Back to the start of the podcast, we talked about when you wanted to die, you wanted to be like the movies.
Yes.
That's how death is. It's just
Yeah, it was
over.
so fucking quick.
Yeah.
Before I knew it, I didn't get to enjoy the experience on the way down because I was like, I'm on the ground. I'm not hurt. I'm not bleeding. I'm breathing, so I'm fine.
It's like when you fall off a bicycle at speed.
Get up
It's
from
just
over
the
a cup of tea or
worst.
something.
It's the worst, and people always look at you falling off a bicycle at speed.
If that speed,
You never do it on
it
your
never
own.
happens on your. Well, no, it happened to me on my own actually. That was even worse because there was nobody around to help.
Help you.
And I needed help at the time. But yeah, so basically, we were talking about the government and like these tribunals and stuff. The way money's wasted. It's just all comes back to people when they get power. They just fucking abuse it.
How hungry bastards. What time is it, lads?
10
minutes.
So
10 minutes.
throw some did you knows. Oh, before we go
lighten it up a little bit.
Before we lighten it up, we go nice and dark. Lads,
What?
it's the lockdown. Number 3, people and their mental health. It's not an easy time for anybody. Like I'm starting to show cracks. I know I'm kind of starting to feel the effects of this whole strange experience. I've kicked the can down the road for the guts of a year now, ignoring the world falling apart around you. But like, you just gotta bring it back. You gotta talk to people. You gotta talk it out. Like, if I kept it inside me, it could be a problem. But if I talk to people about it and say I'm like feeling weird, shit, people, you get the texts, you get people ringing you randomly that wouldn't ring you normally just to see you all right, and it's nice. But
surely there's a
And if
level
you
of...
are feeling shit, just ring them, mate. Say me head's wrecked, and look, they'll get back to you.
they will. People get back to you, but you have to.
Surely there's
Just
a
let
level of
people know.
biology involved when you talk to a person.
Oh, yeah.
So, because you're saying talk to somebody, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, what does talking actually do?
When you say what's causing the stress
problem.
and the problem to somebody.
So, what is it that happens within the body at that moment that releases that stress?
I'd say it's more emotions and hormones and just like the saying
It
of
has to be a hormone kicking in
yeah.
of some description.
and they're kicking pretty quick. But just as alluding to it, there's a group there. It's called The Band of Brothers. It's on Facebook. You check it out. It's a lot of people from Mullingar at the minute, but they intend to grow it nationwide. And it's literally, it's like, you know, the men's shed idea.
Yeah.
They're really good. I really want to get
What
involved
they're
in one of
looking
them,
for
trying
on
to-
this is people who are in great mental shape to come in and be in a group with people who might not be.
Yeah, so be like a
Like-
Big Brother type.
Yeah,
program.
but for everybody
No,
to look
but
out
like-
for each other.
And even for those that aren't in great mental shape, but have great coping mechanisms,
Exactly.
to share
Yes.
them, that know the
Yeah.
lived experience,
Exactly.
and can kind of go, look, yeah, this is what worked for me. This is some stuff I tried.
Because what we really need in Ireland for a lot of young men, because the way family units work at the minute, daddy's not in it. There's a lot of people, like, it's very hard to sustain a relationship anymore. It's not the way it was when the likes of us were being born. There's people staying miserable with each other just to raise a child.
Yeah,
You know,
people
we're-
don't do that.
People
It's
live different lives.
It is better in ways that people don't end up stuck in fucking shit situations.
But what I'm trying to get
just
to the
for
point
fault
is
of-
for, like, we all talk about single mothers and there's lots of supports in place and there's general sympathy from society. But when it comes to single fathers, and there could be a situation where a guy has 2 kids to 2 different women, that's a fucking, if he cares, that's a massive mental strain on him.
Yeah.
And even if he doesn't care, that's a massive mental strain that he has to confront later down the line.
Absolutely.
You know, there's no easy way out for anybody when children are involved. And what I like when you hear about a guy, I'm making the effort, I'm seeing my daughter I haven't seen in 8 years or 4 years, I'm like, yes, fucking do it. The sooner you get in, the sooner you can have that part of your life that you've been denied. And there's a lot of women out there who just, at the sound of someone wanting to be involved, want to bring him to court, want to stop him from getting any kind of thing. They just, you know, there is bad people out there.
Absolutely, like.
And there's a kind of societal stigma. It gets, oh well, men are usually the aggressor in all the situations.
We've
And
covered all this.
I'm not trying to pat men on the back, because there's a lot of men that like to masquerade as a victim when they're the fucking perpetrator. And after half an hour talking to some people, you're lying to me, you're filling me with your version of events. You know what I mean? You're lying to yourself so much you believe it. And now you're trying to get me to.
Surely psychology is much more complicated than any other science.
Oh, definitely.
Well,
Because
yeah.
There's so many subjective ways for people to
there's
react.
no solid base, there's
There's
no
nothing.
control.
Yeah, there's no
Same
solid
as
mechanism.
Same
to
in
study.
psychiatry, like you've like in psychiatry, like let's say we're talking about mental health. So like you're saying like depression, anxiety, all these things. There's no.
Like,
there's
what's
no
the classification for happy? How do are people asked these days? Are you happy?
No.
Yeah, that no, like
You know,
that,
and what does
but
what
like,
is happiness? That's subjective as well.
That's
isn't it?
one of the fucking but like it depends on yourself. Do you feel happy? Yeah, I feel happy. Happy for me is happy for me. Whatever about you. But yeah, like that's one of the conditions for, or one of the things they'll ask you when they're looking about depression and stuff. Have you felt happy in the past 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
They ask them questions. There's a big like fucking
Oh
checkbox
man,
thing.
I remember one time I got like 25 out of 27 on the crisis score. I thought I'd won. They came in with the white coats.
Are you serious?
No. It's a good joke though.
So, do you want to go quietly or kicking and screaming? Ooh, kicking and screaming, please.
Oh, no. If you go quietly, you get the fun meds.
So, as everybody knows, all of our listeners know that I did once have an attempted suicide. This is going somewhere funny, too. But this is going somewhere funny, believe it or not. After an attempted suicide, the police take you into custody and they bring you to hospital. And you're assessed. And obviously, you're psychiatrically assessed because you've brought danger to yourself and maybe somebody else. And I was kept in, where was it? Tala Hospital. They have a psychiatric unit there. And I was there for about 3 days. And I was there against my will.
It's a long time.
I was there.
You're coming upon a compulsory review at 3 days.
Yes.
Where they have to get someone else in.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I found was on day one, everybody in there was mental. Everybody was fucking mental. It was a proper nut house. And I can say that because I was there. But
it was the same path, was it?
But no. This is Tala Hospital has a psychiatric unit.
Yes.
But I swear to God, what got me through that was my brother had rang me. And he said to me, Aiden, he said, you're in the best place in the world to be able to knock a bit of crack out of this. He said, you can run around in a Superman outfit and nobody will pay a blind bit of attention to you. I was like, ooh.
So what did you do? Did you lengthen your stay?
I decided to be a little bit crazy and escape. This is a true story.
Oh, fuck.
Did you escape in your gown?
No gown. I was in my civilian clothes.
No, you wear your ordinary clothes.
There's 2 doors.
I want the gown.
There's 2 sets of electronic doors that are secured by a guy outside. And I just decided to walk over to the door, knock on the door and wave at him. And he buzzed me out. And he said, oh, you were just visiting. And I said, yes, I was. And I swear on my kids' lives, may they not wake up in the morning, as I was walking up that long corridor that echoed, I was whistling The Great Escape.
And it's still a little twig with the guard.
Never fucking twig.
Worst security. Oh, you don't look mental. Out you go.
I mean, it was a bit obvious. The Great Escape. Would you have got it?
Yes. I'd be like, that prick! I would have spear tackled you into a wall at a corner.
But I think my coping mechanism in there was humour.
Yeah. The humour is the world's one of the greatest coping mechanisms. I was hoping you go more for the cuckoo's nest fucking water cooler through the window kind of.
Oh no, dramatic. No, I went for the easy option. I went just blend in to the normal people.
Yeah.
So did you wait until other people were leaving, or did you wait for a normal visiting time, or did you
just walk over to the door? It was one of those spur of the moment decisions. I was walking by the door and went. He opened the door.
Imagine the buzz of breaking out of jail.
Oh, could you imagine the fucking panic in the hospital when they figured out I wasn't there?
What happened then?
Yay!
I feel sorry for that poor security guard. He probably got sacked.
Nah, it's HSE. Bring it down. Don't do that.
So anyway, what happened when they discovered you weren't?
Thanks
you
to me,
weren't
they
around?
have a sticker.
I was arrested.
Okay.
Again.
Section
and brought
26.
Back. Yeah, and brought back. And that is one of the women who changed my life, was one of the doctors there. And I think I told this story before, was she said to me, Aiden, stop trying to be a bad guy. She said, have you noticed every time you try to be a bad guy, it falls back on you? She said, that's because you're not a bad guy. She said, just go with your natural goodness and you'll live a nice life.
Yeah.
And I went, I'll give that a go. Here we are today.
Just try a little bit harder.
Fuck you, Mr. Bennett.
But trying the last
every last one of us in this room is a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
100%.
Everybody you meet is a little bit nuts.
That's why psychology is so difficult, because
maybe it's the Irish, because was it Freud? I know Freud has been heavily discredited.
No, yeah, but
he said Irish are impervious to psychoanalysis.
Yes. And he spent his entire time doing cocaine with his patients,
Yep.
and then coming up with ideas that people regarded. And you're like, you wouldn't, if you did that now, you'd be locked up yourself.
Yeah, but that's a bit of tokenism I'd like to be true.
What, Freud?
That we're imperviable to psychoanalysis.
But we are Irish are a weird
We're
bunch,
so
man.
weird. Yeah, we're so miserable. We're pricks.
We're miserable. We're
But
the
we're
best.
loving
Like,
pricks.
it's the thing is like you
We're
can't,
excitable.
You can't. What he's saying in that is that you can't psychoanalyze. Exactly. Thank you very much. Anyone that doesn't want to be, and if we want to be evasive, we can be.
We're very evasive.
Yeah,
because it's built into us as a survival mechanism against
the
invasion.
crack. It's built in for the crack.
Yeah, but but to get around, we're like, you have to remember, over the last 1,000 years, it hasn't been a great deal for our people.
No, not in the slightest.
Like, you know,
and
it's
that also made us nuts as well.
that's what makes us Irish.
Yeah.
With the resilience, the fact that we're so proud of our nation for no reason because it was ingrained in us. It's an inherited trait. I'm a big believer in epigenetics.
Do you know Dylan Moran?
Yes.
The stand-up comedian.
I love him.
He's so funny.
Yeah.
He said that we over-exaggerate everything.
Yep.
And he said it could be one of those days you get out of bed. He said you'll walk over and you'll pull the curtains back and you'll go, it's so mild.
Yeah.
Fair smile, you misquoting prick.
Fuck it. Yeah.
But
so
like
that was
the other
it.
side of it is, if you need genuine help, you can open up and share and get successful treatment through talk therapy.
You can. And there's things even like Good to Talk here in Mullingar where you can go in and talk to somebody if you can't really afford the 70 euros an hour baseline payment for psychiatric treatment.
Yeah, like mental health is one of the few sectors of healthcare that's fucking gatekeeped by cost in Ireland. It's like, you know what I mean, if you break an arm, you get your physio and all that kind of crack. But if
In the last couple of years, dentistry as well.
dentistry's a fucking...
Since they took dental off the medical card, private dentists have been seeing horrendous shit coming in.
Yeah. Because people can't afford it.
Yeah,
like,
they
and
took it off the PRSI as well, and that was it.
Yeah, you get like an annual look at you.
Yeah.
Well, on that boring bombshell.
No. Let's keep this ambient conversation going because we didn't get the did you knows. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It's
We didn't
over
get the
time.
did you knows. Every time I try and open my mouth, one of you fuckers interrupts me. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's not us
What are we
interrupting
doing?
you. That's you trying to drive a Honda 50. It's amongst Harley Davidson.
Harley Davidson is the most agricultural piece of fucking tractor machinery
life
I've ever
and
seen.
she's
in my
And
life.
that's why I love
Do
them.
150 on a windy day.
Just love the ignorance of them.
See him talking now, he's making motorcycle engine noises.
Yeah. Look,
Well done.
we're past the time.
We're past the time.
This is the end credits. End
Yeah,
credits.
right, yeah, shut your fucking mouth and do the social media.
Off you go.
You can get us on Facebook,
Oh,
YouTube,
shut no,
Spotify,
that fucking,
Podbean.
Here, I said I was doing it. Shut your fucking mouth.
You said do the social media.
Jesus Christ.
Like, he said do it and then gives out for me to do
No, I
it.
said I was doing
No,
it.
I'm not laughing at
Get on with
what
it.
either of yours are saying. I'm laughing at what you just did
Oh
there.
yeah, did you see it? I thought you.
Play this back. Play this fucking back, people.
Dramatic scarf toss.
You little...
Oh, there wasn't a diva toss.
You diva bitch.
Oh, Jesus Christ, can I get this fucking done? Right, Ken
Did you
Walsh,
know-
legends all of you my friends, have the best attitudes! Gary Gallagher, fuck no, I'm not taking no vaccine, my body, my choice!
On the gas.
And in English, please.
Dara Moody says, Ado, you legend. Yeah, no, he doesn't say you're a legend, he says you're a legend.
Oh, a legend?
No, a legend.
No, legend
Yeah,
of it.
big toe.
Legended.
Legend?
And Frank Durkin says, fair smile. But someone else made the good point that human contact is a chemical reaction.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, as in, like, if you're isolated from people, your body has negative responses to that. Like,
Yeah, because it needs to be around people.
Yeah.
We're social creatures, yeah.
Social contact has the chemical reaction.
Because I know a friend of mine, he's very hermited and he really doesn't want to be around anybody. He just likes to be on his own. No, even more so than you. And I'd always be, no, people are important. He's like, no. And he'd be so excited, all these German fucking... It all comes out of Germany, I don't know why, but the really crazy, really kind of avant-garde psychoanalysts and psychotherapists.
Is it difficult for you to understand there are some people out there who don't need human contact?
It's difficult for me to understand because I need
Very
it.
few people survive as a hermit.
Yeah, no, very few people survive as a hermit, and I understand the need to do it. I'd love to go and live off the grid of my own for a few years, but the way I'm committed, I can't.
But there
You
are
burned that bridge.
There's some people out there who genuinely couldn't give a toss about dying alone. Or
Yeah, and I feel
being
sorry for them
alone
because they're
or-
missing out
Yeah, but-
on so much.
But there's the thing, you feel sorry for something that you have no understanding of, so therefore I'm in that situation, I couldn't give a fuck. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
This is why I asked about happiness earlier. It's subjective. I'm happy doing my whatever.
Yeah, but if you want to be in the realm of people, you have to literally get some happiness and be like, right, well, I'm going to lose this. But to get different kinds of happiness. Like, there's happy having the crack, but then...
but see, you can't sustain happiness either.
No, you can't. You have to feel the bad and the good
exactly,
as they come, yeah.
But you can kind of sustain contentment. And that's where I'm at. I'm content.
That's a pretty good way to be, though.
Absolutely fine. Oh yeah. I'm content. I understand my demons. I know how to fight my demons off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ignore them just for the crack. I'm Irish. And other times you take it serious.
Yeah.
So,
But my coping mechanisms would definitely be talk to somebody as quick as possible and get the bad idea out of my head.
that's not me. This is why I'm asking this question. That's not me. Me personally, I think we already have the answers to our own psychology. You go and you say to a psychologist, I'm drinking, I'm taking drugs, I'm doing X, Y, and Z, this is where things are going wrong. You're telling him where your life is going wrong. And he's just saying it's directly back to you.
Yeah, but
you have the answers.
It's so you figure it out yourself.
It's you get in the space where you can open up and share those things that you might wall off from those close to you, so that you can actually process and come to the realization.
Surely you have this information prior on every event.
Yeah, but you're going to be fucking wrecked with drinking drugs. You're not going to fucking look at it.
When you are on drugs, your neural pathways change, especially on the likes of cocaine, speed, any kind of meth. They're all amphetamines. They're all really bad for your brain because they change your brain wiring to only want that. That initial high, you'll always be chasing that.
With everything with all the serotonergic ones, they all have diminishing returns on them.
Yeah.
So that if you abuse them, eventually you get nothing from them, and they can be kind of self-regulating in that sense. Whereas you go for adrenaline and dopamine, or noradrenaline and dopamine, you can end up more in a vicious cycle.
Yeah. I think more spontaneous mad is worse, but there's a level of control in all of our madness in this room.
Yes.
We all seem to control our internal monsters and monitor them quite well, and they do rear their heads.
Myself and himself, though.
Yeah.
We have, what would you call it? Not a codependency. What's that thing when you're...
not Munchausen by proxy.
No. When you both are bad and good influences on each other, but not for the greater good.
Oh, I can't. I have
it's
no
like
idea.
mutual
disdain.
Like a symbiotic relationship.
Symbiotic means it's...
Parasitic?
Not parasitic.
No, similarly beneficial.
Symbiosis is similarly beneficial. We were... what's the word? Codependent.
Okay.
You're going to steer back around to that old chestnut.
No, we're very codependent, as in...
There's a really good book called Codependent No More, by the way.
Yeah.
If anyone does have issues with codependency, it's been helpful to myself and many others.
But we had a small kind of clique, and we all did the same shit all the time for guts of a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And we nearly died so many times. So many times. And there was like a toxic masculine culture among us where it was
to do
like,
stupid shit.
To do the most stupid shit. Who could do the most stupid shit the most?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we grew out of that. Because we were supposed
Jackass
to.
on steroids.
But that's out of just blind luck that we survived.
Absolutely. And thank fuck YouTube wasn't around as much.
What?
Thank fuck YouTube wasn't around as much.
Exactly, yeah. Like all we got was a bit of Jackass and a bit of fucking Dudesons. And that set us off lovely. And Dirty Sanchez.
I think here's a big question for you. Do you think that we could dispel with emotions would make life easier or better?
Nah,
no.
Bland as fuck.
It'd make it pointless. Because the whole point of life is to experience consciousness.
You can understand an experience. And the reason why I say this is because if I see somebody who dies on somebody that's shot, you show me one of those nasty ass videos, I can register on a level, more of a clinical level, that this is a wrong thing to do. It shouldn't have happened.
Yes.
But I have genuinely no emotion towards this guy. Don't know who he is.
You're not involved, yeah.
I'm not involved in it, so I feel no emotion whatsoever.
Yes.
And is it not easier to be that emotionally disconnected to it?
Yeah, but if you
Be
do
more
that
clinical
with,
about it.
but if you do that with everything, then your subconscious.
But you're still doing it out of rationale. You're not doing it out of
but that's going to transhumanism.
Huh? What the fuck is transhumanism?
Where humans are developing scientifically to the point where they're not human anymore. There's nothing less human than a person with no
Sounds
emotion.
a bit like Equilibrium. Almost.
That's what I'm trying to get at that film with Christian Bale. Is that what's the point? We're all just ants then. You know,
that nihilistic.
We
It's a
are
bit-
gifted to be the only mammalian. Now we're not there by just chance. We're there because of mammalian traits, and there's been massive wars between prehistoric breeds of men thousands of years ago. What was left is what you have. You know what I mean?
Our biggest weakest is emotion.
What?
Our biggest weakest
strength as
And
well,
it's our
though.
biggest strength as well.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
The emotions of courage.
If you had to juxtaposition them, could you actually you do some sort of analytics to see which is right?
Okay, so like you're used to taking mental health meds, and so am I, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know the way when you start them, they flatten you out. You've no fucking.
Hello tonight.
Yeah, I know. You just kind of fucking float along, right?
Yeah.
If you had all of society doing that, you would have no innovation.
I've found that through my experiences, I've been very I can't even say the word innovative. Say it again.
Innovative.
Innovative.
That's the one word I cannot say in the English language.
Say innovate. Say innovate.
Innovative. Innovative.
There you go.
There you go.
Innovative. I'll fuck it up.
No, I think we should just leave it at that.
But but what my point was, I don't need to have emotions to be able to build something or to make something or to make a success of something.
No.
I don't
you
need my
you
emotions
don't even realize you're
playing
experiencing
a part.
No, because
I'd rather if they didn't.
Because you're doing something on your own. You've no emotional reference. When you're on your own, you've no emotional reference. When you're doing something as part of a team, you have to realize that you could be very stony and everybody else in the team could be very talkative, and you will push yourself out of the group functionally because you don't integrate with the people within the group.
Yeah, but see, there's the thing. I integrate with society very well.
Society, but I'm saying when it's
And
part of a
with
group
groups.
project.
But it's more. The point is, I can react with people and understand that you're all emotional beings, right? And I'm not a very emotional person,
Right,
And
I know you're not.
I see that.
I know
as
you're
a
not,
huge
right? But
strength
if there was a
to me.
woman standing there at the scene of an accident crying, you would go, because you're interventional like I am, and put
Yes.
your arm around her,
Yes, absolutely.
and give her all the empathy in the world. And
Yep.
that's an emotion. Your emotions drive you to do that. The emotion, as you say, that poor woman
No,
needs
I
help.
have the ability to register. That's what she needs. That's not an emotion. That's an ability to register.
But you're
the
able to garner
situation.
an emotional response and be caring, and
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That's true empathy.
Yeah, but I'm okay with giving other people emotion. I'm not. Most people say, "Oh, he's a great hugger. He gives people lovely hugs." Blah blah blah.
You're saying you're not emotional, but I see you smiling with glee when you play with that kid.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You know,
No, it's true.
you're trying.
are-
It's like that therapist said. You're trying to be the bad guy.
We are the Borg.
Yeah, but you're trying to be the bad guy.
No, I'm not trying to be the bad guy. I'm trying to explain exactly how I am. This is I'm not over exaggerating, or I'm not underestimating or overestimating any of this. I have it down to a T. I know how I
Yeah,
I
because
react and
you've
behave.
isolated away yourself and you've this idea of you. But you have to remember that's your ego at play. When your ego comes into play with everybody else, you have to remember that people can see things about you that you can't see because they have a different perspective on you.
Yeah, but so if let's say one of those things was righteousness.
Yeah.
Is it righteousness, or is it the ability to be able to react to a situation that is necessary, the same as a robot could be programmed to do?
Robots and programming is completely different. It's not sentient life.
Exactly, but it's so under the remit of righteousness.
Yeah, but I don't think you can revoke emotion as a positive thing. The revoking of emotion, like, it's the only thing we have that separates us from the animals, is our emotions.
Animals have
No,
emotions.
cognitive. Yeah,
No. But I'm saying
what
the
separates us
range,
is our cognitive abilities.
but our range of
Smoker's
emotions
dog.
and how we implement them.
I think they're useless.
No, they've so much use.
When was the last time you cried and felt good?
Cried and felt good.
But there's a pointless emotion right
The
there.
thing is, I don't cry. I'm not a crier. Like, I've cried 3 times in the last 5 years.
Did it feel good?
No.
Exactly.
I
So
felt
why-
good
So
afterwards.
why the fuck would you choose
It felt
that?
good afterwards because there's a natural hormone that's released after you cry. I don't know what it is, but you get that kind of
Yes.
relaxing thing after that kind of after all the shock's over, there is something that you do feel at ease or something. But when it's a grief-related cry,
Oh, by the way, the two lads look like they're falling asleep now at this stage.
Yeah.
He's hunched
Well, it's
over. in the chair.
12:15. Get on with it.
We have to end the show.
I'm on the go longer than all y'all.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
What do you fucking do? Where's your hair?
I'm just registering the silence.
We're not
from
here
these
trying to
two.
escape our fucking wife and screaming kids.
They'll all be in bed when I go home. It'll be the cats and dogs now. It'll be annoying me when I get home.
And you'll be playing with the two pussycats.
I will be playing with the two pussycats and the doggo because the doggo gets awful jealous.
Really?
She's so jealous. She'd come up and be like, like Sophie, I see you. Then she's just straight licking the cats to get them to fuck off.
What's your youngest again?
2. She will be 3 on the 31st.
Okay, so how does she interact with the animals?
Loves them.
Yeah.
Loves the animals. Come over, pet them. She started grabbing the tails, thinking it was fierce entertaining, and I was like, no, they'll bite you. And she didn't listen, and then she got a paw on. But fair play to the cat. I don't hear with the paw. You know when the cats do that kind of cat slap?
Yeah.
Did that, didn't claw her, thank fuck.
But I think I've witnessed animals being able to register in their brain the difference between an adult species of a different animal.
Oh, absolutely.
They can register a baby
Like,
human.
Definitely.
Yeah, because
definitely.
of comparative size, and they understand that the young are comparatively
And
smaller.
that paternal
they
instinct.
Can just, They can just see when a fucking kid. They can tell the difference between a baby and a kid as well, though. You know,
Yeah.
like they can up the play like to suit what they're working with.
Well, I know my dog, Sophie, she's tiny. She
Yeah.
hates babies.
Right.
Because they're the same size as her and she sees them as a threat. But as soon as Claudia got bigger, she stopped seeing her as a threat. Whereas our other dog lady, she's an Alsatian, was super protective of the children. And Sophie didn't like the kids because Sophie felt put out because they got all the attention. So Lady was more of a working family dog and Sophie was more of a lap dog. And Lady seen Sophie's detest for the baby
Did
and
not
tried
like
to kill
that.
her.
Yeah.
In front of the whole family. So
Oh,
to
right.
put Lady down.
What?
And, and then rush Sophie to the fucking thing. She had fucking holes in her neck.
Poor old lady.
Yeah, poor old Sophie as well. And Sophie nearly
No,
didn't
no,
make it.
poor old lady was doing the good thing.
She was, but it's quite scary when you have a very capable dog and it goes ham.
Yeah.
On
yeah,
that wonderful bombshell, I would like to thank everybody for coming in. I'd like to thank the listeners. Have you any text messages you want to get around to? Any messages last?
Frank said you can't be an empath without emotion. It's the degree of emotion that makes an empath.
Yes.
Teresa said just let it out, guys. Have a good cry together. I think we might have an angry cry wank after this.
I think a cry wank circle jerk.
Oxytocin is an endorphin and it's released after crying. It's a feel-good hormone.
That's the thing I'm talking about, yeah.
Doesn't work for me.
Yeah, that's just because you're a
Most drugs don't work for me.
You don't want them to work. You're not giving them the room to
Oh,
work.
bullshit.
You just want to
Bullshit.
wallow in misery.
Bullshit.
Feel bad.
On that wonderful note.
Another little note. I would like to thank Ed Harris for gracing us with his presence. I don't
Thanks,
know what
Ed.
it is, but I can just rip. I can just talk. I just love the way my voice annoys him. And I love having him right there. It's just so
How
good.
dare you judge me? Because I like other people's uncomfortableness and their obviously the way you like making him feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that to everybody.
Yeah. Well, I know. I've
But
been
what-
harping at you for fucking
I know,
20
but
weeks now.
Why don't you try not just doing it to him? Try it. You have a whole world to go with.
No, because I fancy
Dude,
Pierce.
it's so funny. Do you know what you should try to do?
I don't want to hate you.
I'm going to give you a dare. I'm going to give you all a dare.
So Pierce's
a
dick.
double dare. For
Did I
20
say
for 24 hours. Fuck.
Oh, we got that lounge music on.
For 24 hours, I want you to be all 100% honest. Just for 24 hours.
That's
Yes,
how I live.
man.
That's how I live in
Yes.
a genuine reality.
Oh, yeah,
No,
but then, all right, can I stay at your
100%
house
honesty.
tonight? I can't
Yeah,
see the
fuck,
wife
that's how
and
I
kids for a day.
Exactly. Could you do it?
No.
Like 100% honesty, even
Can you
standing
do
in
it?
a queue
No.
and somebody annoying you.
Oh, yeah. With the public, no problem. I do it anyway. Like, I don't, like...
I know you hold yourself back. Don't say you don't. You don't.
I do.
you
I always hold back because if I gave full undetested raw, Richie would be arrested. Yeah.
And that's what true honesty looks like.
Oh,
Do
it is.
you think you could do it?
That's how I live.
I did it once.
That's how I live.
No, I did it once in my life. Somebody dared me to do it, and I went, "Oh, so many bridges
See,
in one day."
Yeah,
So
because
many bridges.
you didn't filter what needed to be said and what didn't need to be said.
I just went and told them all they were all the biggest cunts under the sun, and they were irritating bastards and selfish cunts and la la la.
Yeah, but you gave like a debrief for the entire relationship
yes.
with that person. Whereas
Absolutely, I mean-
what I would do is if you do something, I'm going to call you on it there and
Yeah.
then. Don't go digging questions at me.
Oh no, I'm gonna fling it all.
Archaeology.
I'd be
is
like
a
that
fucking
hologram in
bad
iRobot.
thing.
I'd be like, my responses are limited.
I presented myself with this challenge to see what I could garner from it. And what I did learn is you can't be 100%. You can never be 100% honest.
No.
You will be in prison if you were 100% honest.
like
We'd all be. Have you ever had one of
if
those?
you were a savage person, you could no.
In every day, we all have a thought that if somebody else heard, they would go, "They're fucking nuts."
Oh yeah.
I remember driving in a car, and there's people in the car with me, and I thought, all it takes is that. So now, this is crazy thought. But
Happens.
if the people in the car knew I was thinking that, they go, "Hello, you know, this is what he's thinking of."
Yeah.
The road signs in the motorway are usually that way.
Oh no, I'm coming out to traffic. Just fuck it, oncoming traffic.
Oh,
man.
fuck you. No. Don't fuck up anyone else's day.
Miserable
But
bastard.
He's already taken out a car full of innocent
the
people.
point.
Wants one more.
Do you think it's crazy the way cars haven't really come on in like the 120 or odd years they've been around?
Well, the new
they have.
the new Tesla has been proven to be one of the safest cars.
No.
Yeah.
As in our prime commercial use of transport is a metal box full of dangerous stuff that moves really fast in the opposite direction of the same
And it's
metal
powered
box.
by fire. By mini explosions.
No, but even with the electric cars, it's still just turning rubber wheels against the ground in a metal box.
It's a very efficient mechanism.
It is, but I'm just saying.
Is carbon a metal?
No. Carbon's carbon.
So you can have cars which are built fully out of carbon fiber.
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, now you don't have your metal box and you have an electric engine. So you don't. So cars have changed completely.
No, but what I'm saying is you have a structure that has to travel against.
Your axles are going to be made out of metal.
No, you have carbon fiber.
Richie's just in fear of everything, including cars.
I'm in fear of everything, but I was just saying the idea hasn't changed. Look at the way the telephone has changed. Like personal transport, it's always about having to have a car.
Well, the next step clearly isn't flying cars or any of that shit.
Why not?
No, it's drones.
Flying cars won't work.
Drones.
It won't work.
Scaled up drone. It'll be a scaled up drone.
It'll be traffic jams up there. And somebody said all you have to do is layer roads on top of each other. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, no, you just go from a 3D. It's 2D, and you'd be going 3D with your transport infrastructure.
Yes.
And if you look at a drone, scale up the drone technology, you got a flying car. Yeah. That's where we're going.
And you also have the chance of cars falling out of the sky.
How many of those fucking DJI drones does it take to lift a person?
I think it's like 30 or 40.
Ooh, sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
No, a guy I know, he's very competent drone operator. He's all his drone operating licenses. He has a drone. The camera alone on the drone is like $3,500. It's FLIR. It's like he goes on search and rescue missions with it. He does a lot of stuff with his drone, and he's a super capable pilot. And this is where we're going. He said this is what transport's going to be like.
But then you have you run the risk of cars falling out of the sky on top of people.
Right.
Yeah, but you have the risk of them running into people on the pavement.
Yeah.
There's more chances of them falling out of the sky than there is.
No, listen.
Yeah, but they're more likely
There's
going to be
always
over
chances for things to go wrong. But there's technology, practical technology, where like you don't have to be 4,000 feet in the air to fly your flying car.
No, of course not.
No, operating at about 50 to 80 feet. And you'd layer your roads with 20-foot gaps, and you'd have predetermined flight paths, and it'd be very autonomous.
Yeah,
right.
No, that's not the future. The future.
You don't want that.
Will you let me finish talking?
No.
Let me finish talking. The safety features this guy in Netherlands has designed. It's a basket that is attached to this drone thing, so there's interchangeable.
It's like the modern hot air balloon.
Like the modern personal hot air balloon.
Yeah.
But this guy had designed for a family of 4. It's designed to fly at 80 feet.
Right.
Anything goes wrong, right? First of all, it's a 4-rotor, so it breaks into a 2-rotor rapid safety descent. So if one rotor goes, it instantly cuts the opposite rotor and safety descends it down, right? If there's a catastrophic failure, it's one of the most ingenious things I've ever seen. Giant airbags stuffed into the whole outside of the crash structure. It's actually a crash structure. The passenger cell is designed to crash. It's only made to crash and carry people. It's not a part of the flight, the flying mechanism. So it can break away with parachutes, but it also has a mass of rapidly deploying airbags. So you can survive a fall from up to 300 feet.
Yes, and it all sounds very complicated. It sounds very expensive.
Less complicated than a modern car. Less complicated than a modern car.
Let me finish. The future of transport. Yes, the future of transport is in underground, in tunnels, in a vacuum. Because
that's Elon Musk's idea.
Yes, it's fast, it's efficient, and the energy that it takes is nothing.
Yeah, what about the energy it takes to actually
make all
bore that big ass hole?
Oh yeah, it's going to take a lot then.
Yeah, it's going to take
But
a
it's like
amount.
building a
And
road.
but then there's going to be
It's like-
maintenance, the
of-
infrastructure, and all
of
that.
course
and
there is.
eventually age, and then what
You
happens
can
then?
travel
They're gonna have to
800
build the
miles.
fucking thing.
You can travel 800 miles in like 20 minutes.
You can do that above ground with the trains in Japan and China.
And you can do
maglev
it,
trains.
Yes, but you can do this in a frictionless environment, which is quite
So is
safe.
maglev.
Which is quite safe, and it's super fast.
Yeah, but there's never been a maglev
Well, we
accident.
shouldn't have been
And
taking up our fucking railways the last fucking,
to
60
put
years.
the Hyperloop infrastructure into a country, right, is 90% more than it costs to put a maglev train infrastructure into the same country. Maglev trains is where it's at.
And on that bombshell, we are going.
Bye!
Because everybody's packing up. I can see the packing up going on around us. So, yeah, we'll be back next Tuesday. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a good night.